She's fine. You want to help train the person up here?
Sure.
Okay. Or do you want to run this for a little bit?
Do you want me to run that?
You can.
I really don't care. I'm
overwhelmed and you need to them?
No, I'm content being here to put out fires.
That works too.
And when shit is needed as well as...
Although, would you mind going and get me something to drink?
Sure.
So, downstairs we can get stuff?
Oh, I've literally never been here before.
Okay, I'm going to catch. They have the entire concessions.
No, I got it.
Are you sure?
Just
Talk to them if they've got it. If not, Pepsi's fine. They go. Big as they come.
It's going to be an hour.
You took the stairs down. If your knees don't hurt.
Oh,
They just go outside, and then you've got to pass it right back in.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the colors today are members of Carroll College's ROTC program. Now honoring today's opening prayer, please welcome Father Mark Levin, chaplain of the college.
It's not up there. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to close this door so that the wind doesn't blow that shit out of us so you can open the window. And give me a one shot on the...
What is that? Okay, perfect.
Can you see the screen okay?
Yeah, I can.
Tilt it down so that you can...
Oh yeah, I can see it perfectly. Is that good?
Today's anthem is being performed by Carroll College's Alyssa Money, a junior anthem of all of you, which I also inspired from Enfield, Massachusetts.
Yeah, she's in it.
Just change the key. So the worst part about singing this is the speakers are about a second behind you, so you hear yourself and then hear yourself
I
again,
feel like I would
which
just
causes you to
mess
slow
myself
down
up.
and change keys.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte coming here from Nelson Stadium in Helen, Montana. Here, a beautiful day, bringing you Carroll College football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. We're here just a few moments away from kickoff as the captains make their way out to the middle of the field for the coin toss. And Coach Turcotte, you can feel the energy in the building coming alive. We just had a flyover. They just raised the flag for the 2010 national champions who got inducted into the Hall of Fame today. And this is the best atmosphere we've probably had all season, I'd say.
Well, if you want to know why colleges invest in football programs, because it's a lot of energy and expense, just take a look. It's right here. It's just football drives the bus. They do. There's something about it, especially when you have football on your campus with Nelson Stadium right here, and all the alumni back, and the student body, and a coaching staff that we're proud of, and a football team that we're proud of. It just doesn't get any better than this. It's very exciting.
It's high praise coming from a basketball coach, huh?
Well, I mean, I love basketball, and I understand the importance of basketball, but football is football.
It drives the bus, like
it drives
you said.
the bus.
There's not really any other way to put it. Well, we got the coin toss taking place right now on the field as the ref shows that shiny quarter to each side. They're going to call it in the air, and Coach Turcotte has things to keep an eye on today in the ball game. And first of all, how could you not talk about our freshman quarterback, Jack Perka? 2 weeks as the starter, both very good weeks, I'd say. Got Frontier Conference Player of the Week this week, too. That's the first time a Carroll player's received any Frontier Conference weekly honor this season. So that's not too shabby.
I don't remember, maybe you would, Daniel, because you've been in the media longer, that a freshman from Carroll has ever received that award.
I haven't been in the media that long. I don't know.
But, you were, even when you were a student here, you were paying attention.
I'd have to imagine a young man by the name of Matthew Burgess might have gotten it a couple times.
Oh, there you go.
Freshman.
There you go.
And if not, then maybe Tyler Emmert back in the 2000s.
Tyler might have. Yeah, they might have.
I'd be very surprised if Tyler never got that honor.
Yeah.
And you got to hear Tyler speak today. He introduced Coach Hallett at the homecoming or at the Hall of Fame breakfast.
Yeah, we had so many good football coaches, and Hoagie and Nick and Tyler spoke. Gary Wagner spoke. They represented that era and that football staff and all those players very well. They should be proud of themselves.
Well, that 2010 team, that was Dominic's freshman year, so that was my first taste of Carroll football, was that 2010 football team. Dom brought home the poster. I had Gary Wagner hanging up on the wall at our house, so it's a big deal. Well, Carroll will receive to start this game. MSU Northern doing the kicking off, and kicking off for them is number 36, Niles Getz. Back to return the kick for the Saints. Looks like Tyler Walden back there with Caleb Adams. Northern will be kicking right to left across your radio dials. They're wearing their road white tops, maroon helmet, gold trim, gold pants. Carroll in their home purple jerseys, white pants, and white helmets. Ref's going to blow the whistle here. 15 seconds on the clock, fresh scoreboard, and here's the kick. It'll go to Walden. And Walden's going to catch it at the 1 yard line. Well, it's going to bounce off his hands at the 1 yard line, roll out of bounds at about the 8 yard line. So I think he maybe gets credit for a return on that, but that'll be tough field position for the Saints. 1st and 10, they'll start on their own 8.
Well, the ball was kind of a knuckleball, and in that wind it was wavering, and it wasn't an easy catch. It was a kind of a line driver, and I think he wanted to catch it a little bit more with his hands, and it kind of soared up and hit him in his shoulder pads. Bad break to Carroll. Lousy way to start your first drive.
No kidding. Well, they'll break the huddle, and here comes this Fighting Saints offense led by the freshman Jack Perka. Nice to see Duncan Kraft back out there in the backfield as well. 2 receivers on the far side. It's Rothy and Harrison. 1 receiver on the near side. That's Kyle Pierce, who had a big game last week. Tony Collins, of course, the tight end. First down, they'll hand it off to Kraft. Kraft to the near side will get through and gain maybe a half a yard. And tackling on the play that time looked like number 22, Blake Lyon. 6'2", 210 sophomore out of Lambert, Montana. That'll bring up 2nd down. About 10 yards to go. Looks like they're going to give him no gain on that one. Trips formation to the far side. Perka in the shotgun. Kraft to his right. Jack takes the snap, drops back to throw. Looking down the sideline. Pierce is going to come back to it, and it's intercepted by MSU Northern. Bringing it down that time, number 11, Isaiah Paul.
Well, the ball was underthrown into that wind, but the cornerback who was covering the Carroll receiver tackled him. But he isn't the one that made the interception. It was somebody coming from underneath coverage because the ball did hang up.
Well, that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the
A
Lights.
flag easily could have been thrown, I think, Daniel.
think
That's
so?
the point I'm making, yes.
All right, well, here comes the MSU Northern Lights offense. Not the start you want if you're Carroll College. I know they like to run those shot plays early on in the game, and usually they work out a little better than that. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for Northern. Isaiah Boss, the tailback out there, and playing quarterback. Number 13, Devontae Armstrong, who was their backup most of the year, got thrown in last week, so they're rolling with him again this week. Armstrong back to throw, and he's got all the kinds of space to run. He takes off with it, tackled by Jake Resch. He's going to pick up 10 yards. They're going to move those chains for a 1st down.
Well, we know how much both of these quarterbacks like to run the football, and I'm surprised that probably Carroll's going to have to go to some kind of a spy on that quarterback because that's probably one of the most effective things that they do.
1st down and 10. Pistol formation for the Lights. 2 receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Armstrong, play action, rolls out, and here comes the pressure, and it's a sack. Jacob Resch, Garrett Kokab have a day. They get into the backfield, and they're going to take him back about 12 yards that time, back to the 40-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and 20.
Coach Nurse dialing up the blitz. He does it. You never know when it's coming, and that time he was basically unblocked. It got back there and was able to get a hold of his shoulder pad, jerk him down to the ground.
Yeah, Resch shot the gap, and the pressure is there. Of course, Kokab, typically you give him enough time, he's going to get by his man.
Yes, he is. He did a great interview, your pregame interview with him.
Garrett Warden, that was.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh, and we got a false start. That'll be on the right tackle, I believe. It's number 56, Lewis Wilson.
Oh,
how about that? 6'4", 305 as a freshman. They called it on the defense.
They called it. They called it. Yeah.
Little neutral zone infraction.
Yeah.
All right. So instead of being 2nd and 27, it'll be 2nd and 13.
Yep. Maybe a little more than that.
2nd and 17. Sorry. I'm bad at math. I said that last week a number of times. And Armstrong's back to throw again, and he's clobbered by Kokab. And that ball ruled incomplete. Some of the linebackers think that it may be a fumble, but that was the right call. Arm going forward there. So that'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 17 for this Saints defense.
Well, they're going to have to. The Northern's going to have to, get rid of that ball on a 3 count. I don't know, at least at the start of the ball game, if they're going to get much more time than that to throw the football.
Kokab wreaking havoc early on in this one. We'll see what he can do on 3rd down here. Crowd's making some noise. Saints looking for a stop, and we have a timeout called on the field by Coach Andrew Rowland. We'll see if we got the red hat walking out there. They're going to say it's immediate timeout, so we'll go ahead and take a quick 60-second break. 12 minutes and 47 seconds remaining here in the 1st quarter, and we'll have 3rd down for the Lights when we come back. You're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
I don't feel like just another account. I actually feel like a person and a friend and part of a community.
We came to Ascent because we knew that they would look beyond the credit score at character.
At the Myrna Loy, we have a mission, and we work with Ascent Bank because they work that way too.
At Ascent Bank, we believe banking is more than providing financial services. It's starting to think outside the box for the benefit of our customers, because that benefits them, and that's the right thing to do.
Ascent Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Turn to Point S this winter to keep you and your family safe on the road. For rain, snow, ice, and everything in between, Point S means no winter stress. With our selection of the best tire brands around, you're sure to find the set that perfectly fits how you drive and where you drive. Trust our experts for all your auto needs, like oil changes, brakes, alignments, and more. Get ready for winter now with a complimentary safety inspection. Call or schedule your no-wait appointment online today. No winter stress with Point S.
Back from the timeout, Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte coming to you from the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth here in Nelson Stadium. It's the homecoming game between MSU Northern and Carroll College. 3rd down and 17 coming up here for the Lights. Devontae Armstrong, the quarterback, in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers near side, 1 on the far side with the tight end. Play action pass. Armstrong back to throw. He's going to look to run now. Rolling to the left side. Here comes Tucker Jones downhill. And that's an excellent solo tackle there by Tucker for no gain. That'll bring up 4th down.
Well, Tucker got the chance to show his speed there, that closing speed. I thought the Armstrong had a chance to turn the corner, pick up some yardage. Tucker just closed that gap on him.
All angles right there. I mean, he just
good angles.
Scouted it out. Great pursuit and
Yep.
made the tackle. So that'll bring out the punting unit for MSU Northern. Hunter Riley, also listed as a safety, will be doing the punting today. Back to return the punt, TJ Abraham. Normally it's Rothy, but when they want to run the defense stay, instead of bringing out the whole punt return unit, they just keep the defense out there and send TJ back deep. Little squibber to the near sideline. It's going to bounce out of bounds. Should be ruled at the 13. Oh, looks like they're going to give us an extra yard about the 14.
Yep.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10 coming up here for the Saints.
Well, that's better field position than the first drive. The first drive was on the 7. This one's on the 14. Carroll would love to get a couple of first 10s with that running game here, and then look for the pass.
Bring in the big one. Yeah. Exactly.
And you know, Perka, he's got to be a little gun shy after throwing his first pick.
Shotgun formation for Perka. 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 2 on the far, or 2 on the near side, 1 on the far side, excuse me. And Duncan Kraft takes the handoff, and he is hit hard. Running into the backfield that time, that's Dylan Wampler, who we were talking about, Gary, before the game. Oof.
Yeah.
That was a big hit.
It was
you
a
could
big
hear
hit.
it from up here.
Yeah, that was a big hit. And that's, you know, we're talking about that being solid in the gaps, the hallmark of Mike Van Dee's defenses when he was the coach at Carroll. So far, we're seeing the same thing out of that Northern defense.
You hammer those principles, and they're instilled at some point.
Yeah.
2nd down, 10 yards to go, maybe a little more. Trips formation to the far side. Gilliard is the tight end. They're going to hand it off near side to Duncan Kraft again, and here comes Kraft. Kraft is through the hole to midfield, 50-yard line, now to the 40. He's chased down and tackled across midfield to the 39-yard line, I believe. Making the chase that time was Joshua Rose.
And Kraft has just got that burst speed. He can turn a 7-8 yard gain into a big gainer. He's got that burst, and you saw it right there.
Across midfield, the Saints go. They'll rule him at the 38-yard line of MSU Northern. Big play that time for Duncan Kraft. We've seen a lot of those this year. 2 receivers on the far side. It's Jaden Harrison and Cam Rothy. Kyle Pierce to the near side. Kraft still in the backfield. Gilliard at tight end. They're going to motion Rothy in a little bit from the far end. Perka back to pass. Looking for Rothy. He's got him on the out route. Rothy will pick up about 4 yards and get tackled. Let's see who's on the play that time. That's number 15, Joel Hadley.
And that's a nice confidence builder for Perka. You get a nice short, high percentage pass. Probably to his best receiver in Rothy. It's a confidence builder. Only a short gainer, but it's a confidence builder.
It's like shooting a free throw in a basketball game. Sometimes you just got to see it go in.
You do.
2nd down for the Saints. 5 yards to go for the Saints. They're going to throw a little swing pass out to Jake Brown. Brown, big gain that time. He'll pick up 6 yards, would you say, Gary?
I think just short of the 1st and 10.
All right.
Oh, no, he did pick it up.
They're going to send those chains along.
He did.
Nice catch and run there by Jake Brown.
Well, you know, he might be the fastest kid on the team. I don't know if I've seen anybody faster.
He's got the stride length.
Yeah.
First and 10 for the Saints. Carroll's on the 28-yard line of Northern. Perka in the shotgun. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends. Handoff, Kraft. Kraft falling forward. Picks up about 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Saints.
And Dylan Wampler again on the tackle. I think we're going to be calling his name a lot.
Oh, Coach Van Die's got to be licking his chops when he saw that guy on the first day of practice.
He's a junior. He's 6'1", 244-pound linebacker and can move. Yeah.
He packs a punch, that's for sure. I mean, you saw the hit he had on Duncan earlier in this drive. 9 minutes left in the first quarter. 2nd down, Perka in the shotgun. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends again. Kraft in the backfield. Jack back to throw, looking for the sideline. He's got Jaden Harrison for a quick hitter. That'll get them up to the 20-yard line into the Big Sky Plumbing red zone. It'll bring up 3rd down, 2 yards to go for this Carroll offense. This is where they like to be at. They like to stay ahead of the chains, get these manageable 3rd down situations, feel like they can be unpredictable with their play calling in these types of situations as well. You don't know if you're going to hand it off up the gut.
If they run it here, I think they're thinking 4-down territory if they run it.
Shotgun formation for Perka. Handoff, Kraft through the middle, and I think that's Wampler getting him again.
Yep.
No gain there for Duncan, maybe a half a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th and 1. And looks like they're going to bring out a heavy package.
Yeah, I think you go here. Balls it right on the 20, and it's about, 2 yards, Daniel? Good 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody better block number 42.
Yeah. Heavy package for the Saints. I formation. Mafu at fullback, Kraft at tailback. They got Garrett Warden out there as an extra blocker and Jaden Lamb. And now Coach Purcell is going to take a timeout.
Well, he sees Northern in their goal line defense. I mean, they have 11 guys stacked within 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. And I don't think he liked that look.
Media timeout. We'll go ahead and take it as well. 7:38 left in the first quarter. 0-0. The Saints with 4th down. When we come back, you're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. Back from the timeout, Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte here inside the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth. 4th down, 2 yards to go coming up for the Fighting Saints. Ball on the 20-yard line of MSU Northern. Score still 0-0 on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. For all your insurance needs, contact Mike Miller, State Farm Insurance. They'll line up in that same look I formation. They're going to move the tight ends over to the left side this time around, though. Now Warden will motion across the formation. Perka takes the snap under center, hands it off. Kraft gets caught on his pulling guard, tackled in the backfield, loss of a yard, and that'll be a turnover on downs for the Fighting Saints. MSU Northern with another big stop.
There's a big stop that time for Coach Van Diest's defense, no question about it. Carroll had 2 downs to pick up 2 yards and couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's tough break, but they'll put their defense back out on the field, and I think we're at a point this season where I don't think the Saints feel bad about ever putting their defense back out there because they've been so solid. Before MSU Northern runs their play on 1st down, Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 is brought to you in part by John Lagerquist, Century 21 Heritage Realty. For all of your real estate needs from homes, land, or commercial, contact John Lagerquist, one of Helena's leading retailers. 1st down, handoff across the formation to Isaiah Boston. He's tackled in the backfield, and looks like it was Austin Bedke shooting the gap, getting in on the play with Garrett Kokab that time. Loss of a yard, back to the 20-yard line for MSU Northern. That'll bring up 2nd down and 11.
Kokab just gets such good penetration. That time he was like 3-4 yards deep into the backfield of Northern and able to just get a handout and on that running back.
This is some of the best I've seen him play early on in today's game, which is saying a lot. Armstrong back to throw, looking for the out route. It's picked by Rex Irby across the 20-yard line and out of bounds. That'll bring up 1st down for the Saints, and that's the stop they needed right there.
Big play by Irby, and you talked about our defense right before they came on the field that Carroll should never feel bad about their defense coming on the field. That was a nice play. Really, he was not ever really open. I don't think that was a good choice by Armstrong to throw that ball there, and Irby just made a real nice break on it, intercepted it, returned it a couple of yards.
Well, they'll start off 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line inside the Big Sky Plumbing and Heating red zone. Trips formation to the left side. Jack Perka in the shotgun. To his left, Duncan Kraft, the tailback. Gilliard, the tight end on the near side. Be a handoff, a little guard tackle counter to Kraft. He's going to drag a man for a couple yards. Coming in and making the tackle that time was Blake Leon again for MSU Northern. Duncan will pick up a yard there, bring up 2nd down. Gilliard will come off now. Collins back in to play a little tight end. 2nd down coming up for the Saints. Perka breaks the huddle. Got 2 receivers on the near side. Rothy will kind of line up more as an H-back here with Collins. It's Harrison and Pierce 2 wide. Perka takes the snap, play action, rolling to his right, looking near side to Collins. Collins makes the catch, picks up about 2 yards, and is brought out of bounds by Leon again. And that'll be 3rd down coming up for the Saints, 5 yards to go.
And this is probably a passing down here, 3rd and 5, and I don't know if they'll go for it again if they miss. They may go to their kicking game.
Don't be surprised if we see Collins lined up on the outside here. Their corners were playing up close on that last play. I wouldn't be surprised if they try and take advantage of some man coverage. And I stand corrected. 2 tight end formation. Well, really a 1 tight end, 1 receiver on the line of scrimmage. That's Pierce. 2 receivers on the far side, Jake Brown, Jaden Harrison. Perka in the shotgun, back to pass. Looking to throw. Now he's going to take off. Perka running to the far side, picks up the 1st down, makes a man miss, and gets across the 8-yard line for the Saints. That'll bring up 1st down and goal to go.
Real headsy play by Perka. Real headsy play. And then got down safely. That's the key, too. We just need him to stay healthy.
Yes.
Pick up the 1st and 10, then get down on the ground.
Get on the ground. We'll move the chains. If you don't have the clear shot at the end zone, that's okay. That is okay. 1st and goal for the Saints from the 8-yard line. Harrison, the receiver on the far side. It's Pierce on the near side. 2 tight ends, Gilliard and Collins. Kraft, the tailback. Here's Perka in the shotgun. Jack takes the snap, hands off Kraft. Kraft through the hole, bounces outside, picks up about 4 yards, down to the 4-yard line for the Saints. That'll bring up 2nd down. Duncan running the ball well today.
It looked like there was a little bit bigger hole there, but it closed down. I thought for a second he had a chance to get into the end zone, but Northern closed it down.
Just under 5 minutes left now here in the 1st quarter. 4:42 to be exact. 2nd and goal coming up for the Saints. Perka in the shotgun. 2 receivers, 2 tight ends in the formation. Takes the snap, handoff, Kraft. Nice back block there by Collins, but who else but Dylan Wampler making his way into the middle and making a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Duncan will maybe pick up about a half a yard there.
Well, Carroll's just having a real tough time. 1 good running play, and then that has pretty much been it on the ground for Carroll. I think you have to throw the football here.
Well, it's 3rd and goal, 4 yards to go. It looks like they're going to bring in a couple wrinkles here. Perka and Collins coming out. Mafu and Bridgewater going in. And now a timeout is called by Northern. They're going to go ahead and just say, hey, a lot of substitution going on here. Let's go ahead, take our time to figure out what they may be doing.
Well, Northern or Carroll was bringing in their big boys, like a real short yardage situation. It's 3rd and 4. Carroll has not been able to pick up more than a couple of yards when they needed it in these short yardage situations. That was unusual. I thought that they were going to come with their jumbo package there. But I think Mike Van Diest took a look at that and said, oh, wait a minute now. They must have some kind of trick play here, a little bootleg or something. So he took his timeout right there. He'd love to get a stop right here.
Timeout calling field. Let's go ahead and take a break for 30 seconds. You're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
Those moments where banking is the last thing on your mind? Yeah, those are our favorite moments too. Bring on the day. First Interstate, built for you.
Back from the break, Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte here inside the Brad Schmidt All-State Insurance broadcast booth. 0-0 still the score on your Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. 3:58 remaining in the first quarter here at Nelson Stadium, and a big 3rd and goal coming up for this Carroll offense. They've marched the distance of the field, and now they have a chance to punch it in here. It's Perka back out there in the huddle. Bridgewater ran in there. I think they had a little gadget formation that they were going to set up, and now they're going to go back to that jumbo formation with Mafu and Kraft out there, Garrett Warden as well. They're going to motion Warden across. Perka fakes the handoff, back to pass. He's looking for Gilliard to the corner of the end zone. Gilliard goes up for it, throw a little high, out of reach. Nice coverage that time by MSU Northern. That's Hunter Riley. Hunter Riley, the one who was punting earlier. And now going out is the Saints field goal unit. It'll be Carson Gorton kicking the field goal for the Saints.
Not a bad play by Carroll, just threw it just a little bit too high. He had it would have taken a perfect pass.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite perfect. It wasn't a bad pass, but.
Well, that's what's tricky about those jumbo formations. If you can get the defense to crash on it, usually you have that leak route.
Yeah.
But then you only got one guy going out for the pass.
Yeah.
So here's Gorton to kick the field goal. It's a 21-yarder lined up about the middle of the field, a little bit closer to the left hash. Gorton's kick is up through the uprights and in for 3 points. That'll put Carroll ahead 3-0 on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. So a big opportunity for points there for the Saints to get themselves on the board, take the lead. 3:46 left here in the first quarter. We'll go ahead and take a break. You're listening to Carroll College Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. Also QX 92.5 and Havre. Back from the break, Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte here inside the Brad Schmidt All-State Insurance broadcast booth, bringing you Carroll College football as the Saints lead 3-0 over the Lights. Brock Paldy kicking off. It'll be a squib kick into the middle of the field there. Here comes the Carroll cover team, and making the tackle that time for the Saints, number 25, Tug Smith. He's been a bit of an ace on special teams so far this year for the Saints. Well, a 6-play, 16-yard drive that time for the Saints. Of course, they went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. MSU Northern got the ball and immediately threw a pick to Rex Irby. So, Saints marched right down, ended up settling for a field goal. Carson Gorton knocked it through. First career field goal for him, so congratulations to Carson. And now it'll be MSU Northern football starting at their own 40-yard line here.
Daniel, why the squib kick? I mean, they give Northern the ball on the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I don't think it was very well executed.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. Were they trying to onside it, or?
No, I just think they were supposed to get it deeper.
Yeah.
First down, handoff, Isaiah Boss going to the far side, and here comes Tom Robitaille getting downhill and making the tackle.
Just so much speed on that Carroll defense. It just, everywhere you look, there's kids who can really run.
Hey, Coach Nurse really dials it up, man.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got it set up so those guys can fly around and get to the ball. Pistol formation, 2nd and 10 for the Lights. 3 receivers near side. Tight end on the far end. And
I think they're going to have to call that on.
No, they're going to call a false start on that one. The ref just signaled it.
Well, the Carroll's left tackle was in the neutral zone.
Yeah, I don't think he jumped far enough forward. He twitched, but
yeah.
he didn't really extend anything.
Yeah.
And the Northern right tackle tried to move and get the call, and it just didn't work that time.
Yep.
Well, 2nd and 15 coming up. Run for no gain on 1st down, then the false start will move the Lights back 5. Armstrong in the pistol. They're going to reset the game clock a little bit. Put 3:05 on there. They ran about 10 seconds off. And now it'll be second down. Armstrong takes the snap, hands it off. Boss up the middle, and there's Mike Mafu coming in and making the play. Coming downhill to clean it up. Tom Robitaille once again. Trent Durfee getting his hands in on that one a little bit. Saints are going to bring in a couple extra DBs now for a little dime package as third down and long is coming up for MSU Northern. 12 yards to go to be exact.
Michael Mafu's coming on. He's just steadily getting better each week.
Yeah, he's been a good help for this Carroll defense. Good depth piece, too. You can play him anywhere between 20 and 50 snaps a game, depending on how much you need him.
Right, and he can play the nose tackle or the end.
Uh-huh. Armstrong back to pass on third down. Under some pressure. Breaks a couple tackles, gets the throw off, but it's incomplete, intended for the running back, Isaiah Boss, and that'll bring up fourth down and 12 for MSU Northern. Now this time it'll be Cam Rothy going back to return the punt, Gary.
Once again, it was Garrett Colcab with that middle pressure, that middle presence. He just blows up that pocket. Oh, that time was just a bull rush and just pushed his defender all the way back into the quarterback's face, goofed up the timing of the whole play.
Well, when they can get that pressure up the middle, it's nice when they blitz extra guys because some of those guys on the blitz can help keep the outside contained. Well, you're going to get the pressure up the middle from Colcab. That forces Armstrong to move in and out of the pocket. So if you have the contain coming from the blitz, you're in a good situation, especially when you can trust your defensive backs. I mean, the secondary is so strong, you can trust them to man up.
Well, I think you just kind of summarized one of the reasons why the Saints defense has been so effective this year. And I think it starts with Colcab myself. He's
an X factor. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Yeah.
Hunter Riley out to punt. False start, moves him back 5, or maybe it was a delay of game. Got too wrapped up in our conversation that time. Riley's kick is going to take a hop. Very friendly for Northern. Rothy's going to stay away from it. It continues to roll, and it'll stop at the 4-yard line. So 96 yards staring Carroll in the face as they bring their offense back out onto the field.
And to be honest and actually candid, I don't think our special teams are as good as they could be. Let that ball roll 20 yards like there and let them flip the field. Then when we kick off to them and we try to squib a kick, let them get the ball on the 40. I mean, there's 3 parts of the game, Daniel: the offense, defense, and special teams. And we do not execute our special teams.
There's been some struggles this year for sure. I mean, we even saw it last week.
Yes.
Last week we gave them a couple big returns. That set up 2 of their touchdowns. First down, handoff, Kraft up the middle, and there's Wampler again coming downhill and sticking him in the hole. Kraft will pick up a yard. That'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Yeah.
Before second down, Carroll football on Rewind 94.9 is brought to you in part by the Overland Express Restaurant, serving Helena since 1975. Overland is Helena's family restaurant that features their famous dragon wings. Try them. You'll like them. Overland Express. Minute 30 remaining here in the first quarter. Excuse me. That'll bring up second down. Oh, they're going to say Duncan picked up maybe 2 yards on that play. Perka in the shotgun. Motioning across the formation is Pierce. Now 3 receivers on the far side. Jack takes the snap. They're going to pull a couple linemen, hand it off to Duncan, and another good tackle that time by a wall of Northern defenders. Looks like Kraft will pick up another 2 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
When Carroll played Northern in March, that was it was a goofy time to play football. But Carroll was so much more physically superior at the line of scrimmage in March, and right now, you'd have to say that superiority is not shown up so far. Northern is physical at the point of attack. They've shut down Carroll's run game except for one play.
Well, it really speaks to what can change when you bring in a guy on your staff with the caliber of Coach Van Diest.
It does.
Shotgun formation, Perka back to throw. Looking over the middle, I think that ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage. It was intended for Jaden Harrison, but it looked like it kind of took a dive.
Did. And he was open.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one Perka would like to complete it. It was a good play call, well designed by Carroll, and would have picked up the 1st and 10.
Here comes our punting unit. The ball will be lined up on the 9-yard line. Brock will be punting out of the end zone. That's Brock Paldy.
And the 24 seconds is just a shame because they are punting into the wind. 24 seconds from now, we'll be punting with the wind.
Yeah, 24 seconds on the clock here in the first.
Ooh.
Paldy. Snap takes it back a little bit, and the punt is sliced out of bounds, and they're going to get the ball 1st and goal.
They got a roughing the punter. They got a roughing the punter, and
that's a huge break because that was.
Yeah.
I mean, not a good break for Brock because he's on the ground. He got hit, but
the ball's going to be on about the 6-yard line. It was going to be.
Yeah, it looks like the 7 is where the ref is standing.
And I think.
But that's going to move the chains for Carroll.
It is going to move the chains. Yeah. Yeah. He did get hit hard. Well, first of all, the snap was a little high, Daniel, and it took him a long time to get the punt off. And he was roughed severely.
14 seconds left on the clock here in the first quarter. Looks like they're going to be able to get Brock up, but it is a roughing the kicker, and that'll move the chains for the Saints. So they do pick up the 1st down. They're going to help Brock off the field.
He looks like he's okay, folks.
Yeah.
He looks like he's fine.
Walking a little gingerly, but with some confidence, no less.
And I noticed I didn't get the number of the Northern player who did hit him, but he did, offer to help him up, and I could tell he didn't mean to hurt him. He was just trying to get the ball.
It's good sportsmanship.
It was good sportsmanship. I like to see it.
We like this.
I do.
And we'll hope that Brock is okay. If he can't come out and punt on the next one, I think Bridgewater's technically our backup punter.
Well, he can punt. I've seen him. He's got a pretty good leg.
We also got Marcus Whitman, the freshman. He punted a little bit at the Western game week 1. So we'll see when we get there. But 14 seconds on the clock here in the first. Perka in the shotgun now 1st and 10 for the Saints from the 24-yard line. Handoff up the middle, and it's just absolutely annihilated by the Northern defense.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're just they are playing good defense.
They're shutting down the run.
Mike Van Nies, you got him going, buddy. They are really, really solid in every aspect defensively in this first quarter of this football game with Carroll's homecoming.
That'll do it for 1 quarter of play. We'll move on to the second quarter. The score, Carroll in the lead, 3-0. We'll go ahead and take a 60-second timeout. You're listening to Carroll College Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
It's 7 a.m., and Mike is reading Plato. He's trying to get ahead of the other 6 kids in his ethics class. Pretty soon, he's going to grab some breakfast with his friends. After that, he's meeting with Dr. Klein about his thesis on partial differential equations. Later, he's got a meeting about a possible internship. And after that, practice. Big meet against Montana State tomorrow. He's got a busy week. He's got a busy life. But for right now, it's 7 a.m. and Mike is reading Plato. Carroll College. Not for school, but for life.
Back from the break, Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte inside the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth, bringing you second quarter action here from Nelson Stadium. The Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard reads 3-0. Carroll up on MSU Northern. Those 3 points coming from a Carson Gorton 21-yard field goal. And now it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Saints. As they flip the field, they'll now be going right to left across your radio dials. There was a roughing the kicker penalty on Paldy's punt attempt that kept the drive alive for the Saints, I should say. Perk in the shotgun, 2nd down. He takes the snap, play action, rolls to his right. Got a lead block out there in front of him. Now he's going to dump it off to Gilliard. Gilliard with a nice catch and run, runs his defender over and gains the 1st down.
Nice play call by Carroll. Little play action pass faked a little run play and little delay out there by the tight end. Picked up the 1st and 10. Good play.
Ball across the 35 to the 36-yard line for the Saints. That'll bring up 1st and 10. Of course, Noel Cicero leading the first down go Saints chance down in the main concourse here.
No, he is just a gift. Noel Cicero, Billings, Montana.
He's got to be happy to see the crowd full.
Yep.
Oh, and walking right down there by him, John Runda, another one of our buddies. 1st and 10, Perka with 2 guys with him in the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff. Now he's looking for the flats. He's got Leadley, and Perka was pressured there. Otherwise, he would have gotten a better ball to him there, and kind of the throw was low, took him to the ground.
Very close to a roughing penalty.
Yeah.
Real close. That's right on the edge.
So Leong's going to pick up maybe a 1/4 of a yard, if not no gain. Ball's going to stay right there about the 36. 2nd down again for the Saints. Kraft in the backfield with Perka. Pierce on the near side. Rothy, Harrison, far side. Or maybe that's Jake Brown out there. No, it is Harrison. Perka back to throw, looking for the sideline. And he just puts a little too much mustard on that one.
He sailed it.
Incomplete. Well, now they got to get reacclimated because, like you said, we were going into the wind. Now we're going
with the wind.
Now we're going with the wind.
So that was part of the game plan, Daniel, where they figured, we'll try to run it when we're going into the wind. Maybe we'll open up a little more passing game when we have the wind at our back.
And our boy Jovan down there helping with the ball rotation. Doing a nice job. 3rd down for the Saints.
I think they're going to take a timeout.
And they're going to take a timeout indeed. Looked like a little miscommunication on the formation. And we're going to, let's see, that's going to be immediate timeout. So we'll go ahead and take it as well. 13:45 left here in the first half. 3-0, Carroll in the lead. You're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
Stress. Some people thrive on it. But at Point S Tire and Auto, we believe nobody should ever have to stress when it comes to taking care of their tires. That's why we offer no-stress solutions like our exclusive Point S 1-hour tire promise. Easily shop tires and book an appointment online at your locally owned Point S, and we'll have you back on the road with a brand new set of tires in an hour or less. Point S Tire and Auto. No stress with Point S.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we call this community home, just like you.
That's why we take a locally focused approach for our members.
Your financial success is our primary goal.
Whether you're refinancing your home,
buying a car,
starting a business,
or just need help with a checking or savings account,
we'll give you the financial tools you need to grow.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we're here for all life's events, big and small.
Stop by your local branch or visit rmcu.net to learn more.
Gary Turcotte coming to you from the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth here at Nelson Stadium on the campus of Carroll College. It's homecoming weekend. And, of course, the main event, the homecoming game, 3-0, the Saints in the lead over MSU Northern. 3rd down and 10 coming up after the timeout. Trips formation to the far side. Looks like Pierce, Rothy, and Harrison, the 3 receivers out there. In the shotgun, it's Jack Perka. Gilliard's the tight end. He'll move Kraft across the formation. Take the snap, looking to throw. Got Duncan out on the sideline. Duncan gets upfield, but only a gain of 5. That'll bring up 4th down, and we'll see the Carroll punting unit. And it is Brock Paldy coming back out there.
Right, that's a good sign. And that was a nice catch by Duncan. He's going to be a good receiver. That was not an easy catch by any means.
He does a lot of things well out of the backfield.
Yes,
Blitz pickup, running, catching, you name it. Triple threat, really. Well, Paldy will kick. Back to return for MSU Northern, Jake Horner, 5'10" wide receiver out of Great Falls. CM Russell High School, not too shabby. Your old rival, Gary.
That's right. Yeah, and I remember him from before. He's a good player.
Paldy gets the snap. Punt is up. It's wobbly, but it's going to take a nice bounce and roll out of bounds at the 8-yard line, and that'll bring up 1st and 10 for MSU Northern. They're going to take another media timeout down on the field. 12:54 left here in the second quarter. 3-0, the Saints lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds here on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
Montana. We are lucky to call it home. Discovery and adventures are around every corner of our state. The vibe is different here. When looking for a local, homegrown Montana bank, look no further. Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking.
Back from the break, Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte here inside the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth. 3-0 the Saints in the lead. Second down coming up for MSU Northern. 2 receivers near side, 1 on the far side. And now Armstrong's back in. They had Kamen Curtin in there for first down, but now Armstrong back in for second down, Gary.
Well, Armstrong was listed as the number 2 quarterback coming into the ballgame and has not had as many snaps, but so far he's been the guy.
Well, here's third down, 5 yards to go for MSU Northern. We'll see if the Saints defense can get off the field another time here early on in this ball game. They've been solid.
I'm trying to think if Northern's picked up a 1st and 10. I think they have not.
They got one on the very first play of the game. Their QB ran for one, but
go.
since then,
that's right.
Since then they have not. Armstrong back to pass, throwing to the sideline, and there's Abraham breaking off the route and almost picked it.
Does anybody break on the football better than TJ Abraham?
No.
I mean, I told you, there's a guy named Butch Beaudry that's got the all-time record here, and that's who he reminds me of.
I was telling TJ a couple days ago, I was telling that you've been hyping him up on our broadcast.
Yeah.
And I said he's been drawing some comparisons to a defensive back of the old days.
Butch was here today, too, by the way. Yeah, he's here. He had 13 interceptions in 1 year. Think of that.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, before people threw the ball a lot in those days. You know, that's back in the 70s.
Some Night Train Lane numbers there.
Yeah.
Rothy back to return the punt. Hunter Riley will do the kicking. Rothy will let it bounce, and now it's going to take a friendly roll for the Saints. Line drive punt, and now first down will be coming up for Carroll. They'll get the ball on the 43-yard line of MSU Northern. And now we're going to have a media timeout. So we'll go ahead and step away for 60 seconds. 11:28 left in the second quarter. 3-0. Carroll leads. You're listening to Saints Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we call this community home, just like you.
That's why we take a locally focused approach for our members.
Your financial success is our primary goal.
Whether you're refinancing your home,
buying a car,
starting a business,
or just need help with a checking or savings account,
we'll give you the financial tools you need to grow.
At Rocky Mountain Credit Union, we're here for all life's events, big and small.
Stop by your local branch or visit rmcu.net to learn more.
Hey you, check your clock because it's Toyo time at Point S Tire and Auto Service. Right now, save up to $150 on your next set of Toyo tires. That's right, the most anticipated sale of the year to save up to $150. Crazy, right? Better not hit that snooze button and get to the point before time runs out. Toyo time going on now at your locally owned Point S. Go to pointstire.com to save today.
No stress with Point S.
Back from the timeout, Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte here inside the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth. 11:28 remaining in the second quarter. Saints in the lead, 3-0 on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. And Carroll, after the punt, will take over 1st and 10. The Northern 43-yard line. We'll see if the Saints offense can get a little momentum here, Gary.
Yep.
Perka in the shotgun on first down. Takes the snap. Now they're going to, it's Bridgewater. It's a designed quarterback run, and he falls forward. Ball's on the ground, but he picks it right back up.
We do have a flag.
Of course.
That's a nice play, too.
That was a 2-quarterback formation. Perka was lined up out in the bunch on the far side.
By golly, that's right. I think we might see more of that. I mean, why not?
2 able bodies.
And Bridgewater can run the football. He's a strong kid.
Yes, he can. But I think that's going to take them back.
Chop block.
Illegal block below the waist, yeah.
Yep.
That's nasty business. We don't like those. I think that moves us back 10. Looks like 15. So instead of 1st and 10 from the Northern 43, it's going to be 1st and 25 from the 42. That's less than ideal. Bridgewater back on the sideline now. Perka in the shotgun. Out there with him is Kraft. 2 tight end formation, Collins and Gilliard. Jack takes the snap, hands off to Duncan, and there goes Duncan, shot out of a cannon right through the hole and picks up about 14. He'll get almost to the original line of scrimmage, but that'll bring up 2nd down and 11.
And that's a good description, Daniel. Shot out of a cannon. Boy, he hit that hole quickly.
That's how he runs.
Yeah.
That's how he runs. Explosive is how I would describe him. Gilliard back in the game for the Saints. Perka will relay the play to the huddle. Line up in the shotgun. 2 tight end formation for Gilliard and Collins. Harrison and Pierce on the near side. Perka takes the snap. Handoff, Kraft. Kraft through the hole once again. He'll roll forward, and I think he'll pick up about 7 yards.
Looks like Carroll's found a little something over on that right side after just being stymied here pretty much the whole first half. There's a couple of good running plays.
Well, Sebastian and Hunter Meekum out there on the right side, they can really run block. They can get downhill. They can get that man blocking going and get a hold of someone's chest plate and drive them downfield all day. 3rd down for the Saints. Looks like about 5 yards to go. I didn't think they gave Duncan a very good spot on that run. Trips formation near side. Perka looking to pass. Plenty of time back there. Now he's going to roll out to his left. Throwing towards the sideline, looking for Rothy, and it's thrown out of bounds. That'll bring up 4th and 5 for the Saints.
That was just good coverage. There wasn't anybody open that I could see. I think just good coverage by Northern.
You know, the way they're playing defense right now, I think they should go for it here. Looks like they're going to.
It does look like it.
A little less than 5 yards.
And we haven't had any targets for Collins yet.
Yeah, he had just a quick hitter down here.
There you go.
That's about it.
Might be about time.
Ball on the 38 of MSU Northern. Perka in the shotgun on 4th down. Saints will go for it. Jack back to throw. Looking for the wheel route to Kraft. Oh, and he barely misses him. Nice play design there by the Saints as Kraft leaked out of the backfield. Had a man beat. Little gap between him and the safety. And the throw was a little bit off. Looks like maybe some pressure coming in there from Northern. But
he leaked out and then went upfield. That's the same play. I'm trying to think. I saw that.
Well, College of Idaho ran it against us last weekend.
And the Chargers.
But Spearoff knocked him senseless.
The Los Angeles Chargers ran that last week.
Austin Eckler, huh?
On a 4th down. A 4th down, just like that. That's very play, I swear.
The Chargers running back Eckler, he's the real deal.
They ran it to Eckler. I'm trying to think who they're playing. The Raiders.
Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. That's where I saw that play. Exactly, same play.
You big Raiders fan?
You know, I kind of like the quarterback for the Chargers. He was an Oregon guy.
Don't talk about him in front of me.
Give me his name.
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
In case you were wondering.
Well, I know you don't like the Ducks.
But I was dead wrong on him. I thought he was going to be a bust.
Yeah.
Turns out he's actually really good.
He is good.
He was just running a bad offense at Oregon.
And speaking of good, that was a good play call. That was not what Northern was expecting. That was a good play call. Perka just barely overthrew it, a little bit.
Well, MSU Northern will take over on 1st down. They're on their own 38-yard line as they get ready to break the huddle and take the field once again. This has been a defensive slugfest.
And I think, it has been a defensive slugfest, and you knew Northern defense was getting better, and you knew that Coach Van Diest would have them dialed in, and he does.
Yeah, he doesn't miss on that very often, to put it lightly.
Yeah.
And it's cool. He's going against one of his old players, Coach Fana still.
That's
a little
right.
chess match between the two, player and coach.
That's an interesting storyline. We should talk about that more as the game goes on.
We got a lot of storylines.
Yeah.
Handoff far side on first down. It's Isaiah Boss. He's a little bit through the hole, but he is met and tackled there. That time it's Dawson Zebarth coming downhill from the safety position and making the play.
You know, you just love to see a cornerback come up there and take on a running back that hard at the line of scrimmage. Most cornerbacks are cover guys. They don't want to have to hit that guy like that, but Zebarth.
We got some thumpers.
Yeah, he'll hit it. He'll hit you.
Him and Spearoff, those two guys, they can pack a punch. And even TJ sometimes. TJ just throws his body at people. It's like a slingshot. 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation for Armstrong. Play action. Here comes the pressure from Kokab and Irby, and now there's 4 Carroll defenders getting in on that sack. Irby and Kokab initiated it. Robitaille came in to clean it up, and Hunter Peck. Hunter Peck, a true freshman out of Windsor, Colorado. He's going to be the next big thing on this Carroll defense, Hunter Peck. Don't forget that name, Gary.
All right. You know, I think Coach Nurse does a nice job of rotating these guys in, getting them plays, and trying to make sure that he's got rested people up front. Hunter Peck.
Number 19.
19. Okay, I got him.
3rd and long, 20 yards to go for the Lights. Armstrong rolling out. He's going to make a man miss. And then here comes about 4 more Carroll defenders downhill to make the play. Nice job that time. TJ was in there, Nainoa Soto, Tucker Jones. I mean, everyone who was out on the field that time was pretty much had a hand on that tackle.
Well, the big play that stuffed the drive was the big sack on 2nd down.
Yeah, we're getting some good pressure today.
Yeah.
And this Northern O-line, they're a little outmatched right now. Punting the ball is Hunter Riley. Work to his left, and the punt is blocked. John Thompson gets a hand on it, and he jumps on it. It's recovered, and the Saints will take over. Well, Gary, you said you wanted us to be better on special teams.
And we certainly were. That was number 32.
John Thompson.
John Thompson, linebacker from Las Vegas, Nevada. Faith Lutheran High School.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's also our long snapper.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a
Big
special
play.
teams ace.
Yeah, big play.
Here comes the Saints offense now taking over on a short field. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. Like we just said, Gary, got to be better on special teams.
And
there's 3 facets to the game, and there it is.
There it is.
Shotgun formation for Perka. They're going to send Jake Brown into the motion in the backfield. Handoff, Kraft. Kraft gets through the hole, across the 20-yard line. He'll pick up 5 yards there. That'll bring up 2nd down for the Saints. Nice job using the motion there for a little decoy. Sending Jake Brown. He gashed him on a swing pass earlier. They remembered that.
Yeah, and then came back to the kind of a counter play back to the tight side of the field.
2nd down for the Saints. Looks like maybe 4 yards to go. Perka in the shotgun. He's got Gilliard and Collins out there as tight ends. Pierce and Harrison, the 2 receivers. Perka takes the snap. Handoff, Kraft. Kraft met in the backfield, leading the charge that time for MSU Northern, number 50, Cole Curry. D lineman out of Billings West High School. And Noel's down there with the 50-50 ticket sellers yelling at everyone to tell them to buy tickets. I tell you, when I did the PA announcing, it was tough to be in sync with Noel when we'd get first downs. I never wanted to step on his toes. Sometimes they did by accident. I felt bad. 3rd down for the Saints, 5 yards to go. Shotgun formation for Perka. 2 receivers near, 1 to the far. Play action. They're going to do a designed rollout to the left side. Perka hits Rothy out of bounds at the 5-yard line, but the pass will be complete, and that'll bring up 1st down, goal to go for the Saints. Inside the Big Sky Plumbing red zone, they'll actually put him down at the 4-yard line.
Now that's the best execution Carroll's had of their passing game. Good, Rothy with a real good route, and just a strike by Perka. Pretty good protection. Just a very well executed play.
When Fanny likes to run that play action where they bring the guard, it's a little counter, and run the boot right behind the pulling offensive lineman, and it usually opens up things pretty good, gives him some extra time to throw. First and goal from the 4. Perka with Kraft back there in the backfield. Play action. Perka looking for the middle of the field. Nothing doing. Now he's going to get Harrison on the comeback. Harrison makes the catch. Touchdown, Fighting Saints.
Just great protection that time for Perka. He had all day and it just gave his receivers plenty of time to get open. Just great protection by that O-line.
Really nice adjustment by Harrison, too. You know,
Yes, he did.
He looked like he was trying to run a post route inside, but the defensive back was cutting him off. He kind of brought it back to the goal line. Looked like he might not stay in the end zone. Was kind of coming out of the front end, but he ran back in afterwards anyways, so it's not going to matter. Carson Gorton on the kick, the extra point for the Saints. Snap down, hold good, kick is up and through the uprights, and the Saints lead 10-0 on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. We'll go ahead and step away for 60 seconds. 5:08 left here in the second quarter. You're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
Hey you, check your clock because it's Toyo time at Point S Tire and Auto Service. Right now, save up to $150 on your next set of Toyo tires. That's right, the most anticipated sale of the year to save up to $150. Crazy, right? Better not hit that snooze button and get to the point before time runs out. Toyo time going on now at your locally owned Point S. Go to pointstire.com to save today.
No stress with Point S.
While students around the world found their education on pause due to the pandemic, Carroll College's holistic nursing program allowed me, safely, to start and play, serve as a student senator, work on my right hook, ski with my friends, and in the midst of the pandemic, prepare to join the front lines. Through a world-class simulation lab and a program renowned for excellence, Carroll College kept my education on track and in person. Carroll College, not for school, but for life.
Bringing you Carroll College football here on Rewind 94.9. 10-0, the Saints lead on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Kickoff deep from Paldy. It's going to go out of the end zone for a touchback, and that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the MSU Northern Light offense. And a nice drive that time by the Saints. They go 21 yards in 4 plays after the block punt, and a nice touchdown from Jack Perka to Jaden Harrison to put the Saints up 10-0.
Well, I think it was important for Carroll getting the end zone. They've been sort of threatening to do it all half, and they've run into some good defense by Northern, but that time the passing game and got a couple of good running plays, but the passing game is what really helped them there.
1st and 10 coming up. Devontae Armstrong in the pistol. John Roush is getting the fans excited about something there on the PA system. Handoff far side. Isaiah Boss through the hole. He keeps on going. He's going to pick up a 1st down. Gets around a couple defenders. Looked like he was tackled by Zach Spearoff. Should be a 1st down. Refs are blowing their whistle for something. No flags. Or is there a flag?
I thought I saw a flag, Daniel.
Yeah. Legal formation. You know what it was? The ref here on the sideline just dropped it.
There
he didn't throw it out on the field.
Yeah.
He just kind of dropped it on the hash there. And we got all our basketball players are helping out today. There's Murat down there.
Well, they like to do the ball boys run the ball, chain gang stuff.
Ball rotation.
They love that because, they get to be right there and right in the middle of the action. It's a great place to watch a football game. They're always lined up right on the ball.
It's good to see Murat down there.
Yeah.
I like Murat. Pistol formation. Armstrong hands off far side. Isaiah Boss through the hole again. This time he's tackled by Irby, and he'll pick up about 4 yards, 5 yards maybe. Back to the original chain. Murat, I guess Coach Hogan used to, when Sinan was playing, he used to try and get him to come out and play tight end. And so a few weeks ago, Murat had sent Sinan a photo with Coach Hogan, and Sinan responded and asked if he had found his tight end yet. And there's a pass to the near side, almost intercepted by Rex Irby.
What a great play by
a nice
the
catch.
Wide receiver by Northern, number 16.
Yeah, Jake Horner.
Jake Horner.
That's our guy out of CMR.
He's a good one.
Yeah.
I remember him from before. That was a very nice play that he made. Great adjustment to the ball, and then
he kind of high-pointed it.
Yeah, showed his vertical leaping ability there.
First down for Northern. That'll get the ball up to their own 36-yard line. Clock under 4 minutes now here in the second quarter. 3:45 to be exact. Handoff Armstrong, and there's Herbie again. He's playing lights out right now. He's got a pick. I think he's got at least 2 or 3 tackles for loss. He's been in on a sack.
And that was corner blitz there, coming from the corner. Coach Nurse, he's just not afraid to dial that stuff up. I mean, he'll come at you.
Well, the nice thing with you, when you got a player like Rex, he plays that stud position, which is sort of a safety linebacker hybrid. You can cover the slot, cover the flat, play deep if you have to, or just kind of stand in as an extra linebacker. But that's also a really good place to blitz out of the slot. And Rex is just good at getting out there fast. Back to throw. Armstrong looking for the sideline, can't find Horner, and Spearoff was trying to stay in bounds and get his hands on an interception, but couldn't pull it off. And that'll bring up third down, 12 yards to go for MSU Northern. So we've got a player slow to get up on the field for MSU Northern. That's Bradley Mattock, offensive lineman.
And that's just, he's trying to block Colcab, and I think you got to have 2 guys block him every play. You can't have one guy try to block him. He's just too strong.
Well, Gary, at halftime today, they're going to bring out the Hall of Fame inductions right at the beginning on the field. And let's talk about that a little bit. Well, we got some time here. I mean, you saw the induction breakfast today.
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations to Bill Darcy, Gail Moser for getting the Warren L. Nelson Award. That's a prestigious honor. You got to introduce them in front of the crowd today. That must have been exciting.
It was fun. It was just fun to let some of the folks know how deserving Bill Darcy and Gail Mosier have been. How many contributions for how many years? It's significant.
I mentioned in the article this week that Darcy, well known for politely advising the officials during Carroll sporting events. Like you said during basketball season, he's did a lot of officiating in his day. Just doesn't get paid for any of it.
To get back to the Hall of Fame induction, the football team of 2010.
It's a special group.
A very special group. Won the national championship. And
I was texting with my brother about that team last night, and we just went down the list. Thomas Dolan, Travis Schmidt, Brian Strobel, Mason Siddick. On offense, they had Bubba Bartlett, who was an All-American, John Camino, obviously Gary Wagner running the show. They were stacked. I mean, I left out a handful of guys there. I'm sure.
A lot of character, not just good players, but high character people.
It's one of Coach Van Die's favorite teams, I know that. Here's third down. Armstrong rolls out to pass, finds his man. Looks like they'll get a first down, making the catch that time. Tyrese Rios.
Just a nice throw under big-time pressure, sprinting hard to his left and threw a strike.
Yeah, the Saints brought the heat there.
They did. Yeah, that was a really impressive throw.
First and 10 for the Lights. They keep moving the chains on third down. Ball's on the 46-yard line. Here's a handoff. Boss bounces off a tackle. Now he's going to take it outside and towards the near sideline. Kyle Watts making the tackle. Tug Smith getting in on the action as well. That'll be a gain of 8 yards, bring up second down and 2.
Looked like he was going to be tackled in the backfield. He kind of spun out of that tackle. Nice effort, got to the edge.
Well, they got Isaiah Boss, and in the spring we saw Andres Proctor, and he's injured.
Oh, is
but when they have both those guys together next year, that's 2 very dynamic running backs. That's going to be a nice foundation for this offense. Shotgun snap. It's Kamen Curtin in the game now at quarterback. He's going to run a little QB power, and he's eaten up in the backfield that time.
92.
Colton Ball making the play.
Now, Colton's one of those guys that comes in and, what's he going to play? 15 plays, 20 plays?
Yeah, anywhere between 20 and 30 probably.
20 and 30 plays, and just as a
He's a really good rusher.
He's an athlete. Yeah, he's a great pass rusher.
He's big and long.
Yeah.
He's put on some really good weight over the last couple years. He used to be a really skinny freshman, really grown into his body. 3rd down and 1. Pistol formation, Isaiah Boston. He's met in the backfield. Irby Abraham, TFL, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Big stop by the defense.
That TJ, man.
Yeah.
Coming down from the safety position, making the tackle in the backfield.
He finished it, but the middle of the defensive line kind of stuffed it.
Yeah, and then Rex came in first, and then TJ cleaned it up. Clock winding down under a minute here in the 2nd quarter. Northern will punt. Hunter Riley will punt. TJ Abraham will return it. And now Coach Purcell is going to take a timeout with 53 seconds on the clock.
That's an interesting timeout. But he probably figures Northern's going to have to punt it into the wind here, and Carroll could get decent field position. And was still timeout.
You probably should have taken it about 20 seconds earlier, honestly.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do now? I mean, 53 seconds with no timeouts, a lot of time. Would be a good little 2-minute drill for Jack Perka. I mean, he was able to do it last week. He did no problem.
You know, Daniel, they've come close to blocking a punt.
They blocked one. They blocked the last one.
Did block one. So you might see them bring the heat again.
Yeah, they blocked that last punt.
Yeah.
Maybe get him another good field position. The ball's on the Carroll 48-yard line, so practically midfield.
Carroll leading 10-0. 53 seconds left to go in the half. Been mostly a defensive struggle. Northern unable to do much at all offensively until this last drive. They were able to move the chains a couple of times, a couple of nice runs, a couple of nice passes.
Well, before the punt, you're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9, brought to you in part by Range 406. Helena's indoor shooting range featuring 8 shooting lanes in air-conditioned comfort. Range 406 also has a great supply of hunting ammo along with an excellent selection of pistols and rifles. Riley will punt. Once again, special thanks to all those tuning in at QX 92.5 FM in Havre. We appreciate you guys listening today. Here's the snap. Punt. It's a low kick. It's gonna bounce, and they're just gonna let it go. Don't want it to bounce off anyone's legs and get turned over again like we saw last week. So 46 seconds.
So what do you call here, Daniel? Do you? I say it depends on first down. If you pick up something big on first down, then you try to go for it. If you don't,
they probably got to throw first down regardless because they have no timeouts.
Yeah,
you don't want to put the ball on the ground and run off 20 seconds. Having no timeouts hurts. Well, let's see. Tuggle's in the backfield. Kraft getting a break. Harrison, Rothy near side. Far side, it's Pierce. Perka from the 25-yard line on first down. Back to throw. Keeps working back. Now he's going to roll near side. Throwing to the sideline. He's got Rothy. Rothy across midfield. He's got to get out of bounds. He does at the 41-yard line of MSU Northern, and that's a great job. Won by Jack Perka, keeping the play alive with his legs, and then Rothy sneaking open there way downfield.
You see how strong Perka's arm is. That was a rope.
Yeah.
It was an absolute
I mean, he probably
rope.
threw that ball 45 yards in the air when you take into account how far lateral it was going. Yeah, that was a seed. Well, now it looks like they will try and get some points in this drive. They got the ball on the 40-yard line with 34 seconds to go. Like we said, no timeouts. They can spike it if need be. Jack lined up in the shotgun. 2 receivers far side, 1 on the near side. Looks like Jake Brown's in the slot. Kyle Pierce out wide, motions in, play action. Throwing the ball is Perka. Perka looking deep for Brown. Oh, and it's incomplete. He had Brown on the deep post, and coming over the top was the safety, Hunter Riley, that time. Nice PBU.
Yeah, nice play by the safety because he had beat the cornerback. He was open.
That was another really good throw, too.
Yeah, it was a nice throw.
That's Jake Brown right there. I mean, he's explosive. He can get out there. They're going to run him a lot on routes like that.
Boy, it's just nice to have that kind of speed that you can dial up when you need it.
Well, and he's got chemistry with Perka. They play together at Coeur d'Alene High School.
That's right.
Doubles formation. Collins and Pierce near side. Rothy Harrison far side. In the shotgun, it's Perka. 2nd down and 10 for the Saints. Perka back to pass. Standing in the pocket. Now he's going to roll to his right. Time to throw. Looking deep. looking for Harrison, and it's incomplete. There's a linebacker on the coverage deep down the field that time. Lucas Thacker that time, fresh out of Columbia Falls.
I think if Harrison had made just a little harder effort to come back, maybe he didn't see that ball. Maybe the sun was in. He could have drawn a pass interference penalty. The defensive back had his back turned, did not see the ball. Harrison could see it.
Yeah, and that's tough to get the ball that far downfield off one leg.
Yeah.
Carroll in trips formation. It's Harrison, Rothy, Pierce outside. Collins the tight end. Play action. Perka looking to throw again. He's going to tumble around, now bounce around, roll out to his right, now back to his left. He's going to throw deep. He's looking for Collins. Collins goes up for it. Touchdown, Tony Collins.
My goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy cow. Whew. Whoa. Tony Collins just went up, high pointed the ball, out jumped the cornerback for Northern.
He just got mossed.
There was a lot of contact down there. A case could be made for offensive pass interference, but most of the time they've been letting them play, both sides.
They've
just been letting them play.
Oh, boy.
That's the way the game's been called so far, and that was consistent with how it's been called.
Yeah, Perka bounced off him, man. He almost fell over in the pocket, bounced off his offensive lineman to stay upright, tried to roll right. Another guy came upfield. He rolled left, hucked it to the left corner of the end zone, and one-on-one, Tony went up for it. We got a bad snap on the extra point, and a little fire call. Harrison, the holder, rolls out and throws it to Jake Walk for the two-point conversion.
Well, they got
but
a
flag's on the play. Legal formation on the defense, penalty declined. So Jaden Harrison completes a two-point conversion to Jake Walk, the starting defensive tackle.
And you said something, a fire call. Explain that, Daniel, what you mean by the fire call.
So most teams, it's pretty universal terminology, I think, but most teams on a PAT, when the snap goes bad and the ball's loose, they all shout fire. So the wings, the tight ends, they know they need to run a route, and the holder tries to pick it up and see if he can make a play out of it.
And he did.
Yeah? Wow.
So Carroll picked up a point there. So 4 seconds to go. Carroll
18-0.
Instead of 17-0, it's 18-0.
That's unreal, man.
Or 16-0. Could have been 16-0.
Yeah, could have been. That's unreal. We'll go ahead and keep it here. Just 4 seconds left here in the second quarter. I mean, I can't believe that catch by Tony.
Yeah.
That was just excellent.
Yeah, that was the big-time play by Tony.
40 yards on the nose.
Yep.
Just drilled him.
And the play that Perka made to keep the play alive, not to go down.
That's going to be that. I mean, that pitch and catch there. That's front runner. St. Peter's Health gold standard play of the game is what we're thinking here.
It'll be hard to beat that one.
I mean,
yeah.
You know, Tony was fired up. You know, these players they got a talking to from some guys from the 2010 team last night.
Oh, did they?
And one of those guys, you may have heard of him, Bubba Bartlett. He was a pretty good tight end for us.
He was really good.
And that's going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Northern will come out and run some offense here with 4 seconds to go. But you know, I saw Tony last night at the volleyball game after they got done with their meetings, and he was telling me about the conversation they had with some of those 2010 guys, and it had him really excited to play football today.
That's neat. Well, he coached 1 year after he graduated. He stayed around and coached 1 or 2 years, and I don't know what he's doing now, Bubba.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
All I know is he's another guy. I mean, everyone knew who that guy was. In that 2010 season, he was amazing.
He could do so many things.
Run, block, catch.
Yeah, he was like an H-back, you know, more than just a tight end.
And probably would have had a shot at the NFL if it weren't for the lockout that year.
That's right.
Pistol formation on first down. Handoff, Isaiah Boss up the middle. Tackled by Hunter Peck. And that'll do it for the first half of football. The Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard reads 18-0 in favor of the Saints. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we'll have the Carroll halftime show. We'll take a look at the stats, reflect on the first half, look ahead to the second half, and we may even have a special guest. But we'll go ahead and take a break first for 3 minutes here. You're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com, also QX 92.5 in Havre.
I don't feel. I don't feel like just another account. I actually feel like a person and a friend and part of a community.
We came to Ascent because we knew that they would look beyond the credit score at character.
At the Myrna Loy, we have a mission, and we work with Ascent Bank because they work that way too.
At Ascent Bank, we believe banking is more than providing financial services. It's starting to think outside the box for the benefit of our customers, because that benefits them, and that's the right thing to do.
Ascent Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Turn to Point S this winter to keep you and your family safe on the road. For rain, snow, ice, and everything in between, Point S means no winter stress. With our selection of the best tire brands around, you're sure to find the set that perfectly fits how you drive and where you drive. Trust our experts for all your auto needs, like oil changes, brakes, alignments, and more. Get ready for winter now with a complimentary safety inspection. Call or schedule your no-wait appointment online today. No winter stress with Point S.
It's 7 a.m., and Mike is reading Plato. He's trying to get ahead of the other 6 kids in his ethics class. Pretty soon, he's going to grab some breakfast with his friends. After that, he's meeting with Dr. Klein about his thesis on partial differential equations. Later, he's got a meeting about a possible internship. And after that, practice. Big meet against Montana State tomorrow. He's got a busy week. He's got a busy life. But for right now, it's 7 a.m., and Mike is reading Plato. Carroll College. Not for school, but for life.
Oh, Gary, we're back. We're a little late on that one. That's okay. Sorry, everyone listening. Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte back here on the Carroll College halftime show. A little distracted by the Hall of Fame festivities down there on the field, but we're all good now, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the stats. First things first, Gary. 18-0. The Saints are in the lead, and you know 18 is an odd number, but we had the botch snap on the extra point, and Harrison rolled out through to Jake Walk. That's probably the only time Jake Walk's ever going to catch a pass in his college career. So tip of the cap to him. Nothing better than a big man score. So good for Jake there. But as we look at the stats right now, scoring summary first things first, and it took a while. It was sort of a defensive battle early on, but Carson Gorton field goal from 21 yards out put the Saints on the board 3-0 at the 3:46 mark in the first quarter. Then in the second quarter, the Saints started to get a little momentum. Jack Perka finally got his first touchdown pass of the game from 4 yards out to Jaden Harrison after the block punt by the Saints set him up nicely. Gorton tacked on an extra point for that one as well. And then right at the end of the first half there, Jack Perka from 40 yards out threw an absolute bomb to the near side. Collins went up for it, made a heroic catch in the corner of the end zone, and that put the Saints up 16-0. And of course, the botch snap, botch hold, and Harrison picked it up. Fire call, threw it out to the side. Jake Walk made the catch and put the Saints up 18-0 on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Gary, let's look at some team stats real quick. For rushing, Carroll's ran the ball 17 times for 93 yards. Northern's ran the ball 17 times for 17 yards. So a very admirable defensive effort from the Carroll's run defense early on in this game. Looking at passing yards, Northern's only got 22 passing yards. Carroll's got 127. Perka's 11 of 19 throwing the ball, and Armstrong 2 of 7 for Northern. He's looked to run a lot, and he's been sacked a few times. So you got to take those numbers with a grain of salt a little bit, but nonetheless, the Carroll defense, they're getting after him today. Looking at some individual stats, Jack Perka, like we said, 11 of 19 for 127 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. That pick was the first pass attempt of the game. Tried to go deep, and they got to it. Armstrong 2 for 7 for 22 yards, 1 pick, no touchdowns. Devontae Armstrong rushing the ball, 5 attempts for -4 yards. Of course, the sacks play a part in that number. Isaiah Boss has got 9 carries for 17 yards, long of 8 on that. Receiving-wise, Northern's 2 catches, 1 from Jake Horner for 10 yards. That was the real exciting jump ball kind of down here on the near sideline. Tyrese Rios, 1 catch for 12 yards. Looking at Carroll, Tony Collins, 2 catches, 43 yards. Of course, that 40-yard touchdown, front runner for the St. Peter's Gold Standard Health play of the game. Leong Lidley, 1 catch, 0 yards. Gilliard, 1 catch for 12. Kraft, 1 catch for 4. Rothy with 3 catches for 51 yards. That big one at the end of the first half, of course. Jake Brown, 1 catch for 7. And Jaden Harrison, 2 catches for 10 yards. Coach Turcotte, any overall thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, really a dominating half by the Carroll defense. When you look at the team stats, the overall offensive production, Northern has 24 plays from the line of scrimmage. They've gained 39 yards. Carroll has had 36 plays to the line of scrimmage. They've gained 220 yards. So that kind of says it all. Carroll just dominated defensively. I think the most disappointing thing for Northern is they haven't been able to get their run game going. I mean, they have a really good running back in Boss, Isaiah Boss, and he's got 17 yards at halftime. And when they can't get him going, then they get in second and third in long yard situations, and they can't protect their quarterback, and Carroll just tees off and is able to pick up sack after sack. So I think if Northern could get something going with Isaiah, get their running game going a little bit, get ahead of the chains a little bit, they have an opportunity to maybe move the ball. But right now, Carroll's defense is just too good.
Yeah, I mean, they've been all over the place. And, it's just always it's TFL, sack. Even if there's a big gain on first or second down, Carroll gets into the backfield on just about every play, and it starts with that pressure they bring on some of those blitz packages from Coach Nurse.
Yeah, it does. And, of course, Colcab with the pressure up the middle. He sets the tone. And then they just have so much speed on that defense and so many talented kids. And they like playing for Coach Nurse. They like the stuff that he has them do. He turns them loose.
Mm-hmm. He does. And, they, like Garrett said in the interview before the game, a lot of that comes from the coverage they get on the back end.
Yep.
And, it allows them to create so much pressure up front. The D-line does such a nice job holding on to those blockers. It opens the doors for the blitzing guys. There's a lot that goes into the potion there for the Saints, but it works.
It does. And then offensively, Carroll, once they started to pass the ball effectively, then the run game is more effective. And I think, to be honest with you now, Daniel, I've seen enough of Carroll's offense. I think we are a pass first, run second team. That's just my gut feeling. When we get Perka cooking and throwing the football, then our run game is good. And you look at the second half of your game last week down in Idaho. We came out throwing that football the second half, and everything turned loose. The Western game, the same thing happened. And once again, the second half here, once we start throwing the football, I think we're a throw first, run second football team. But, maybe I can be proven wrong on that.
Well, it's a passing game these days, Gary.
It is.
It's the modern thing. It's the trend. It's the times. That's kind of where we're at as a society, as a sport. So we're getting there with the Saints. They're, like you said, they're doing a really nice job throwing the ball.
We still have some inexperienced offensive linemen that haven't had a lot of turns, and they're not up yet to dominate the line of scrimmage physically. Now, last spring with the 2 tackles that we had that graduated, we were able to dominate physically at the line of scrimmage. But these are younger guys. Some of them are playing new positions, and they're not ready yet. And I think that this thing revolves around Perka right now, And once he gets slinging that thing, I think he opens it up for everybody else.
Well, let's go ahead and take a timeout, Gary, for another 3 minutes. We'll have more halftime show coming up next. 18-0, the Saints in the lead over MSU Northern after a convincing first half by those guys. So kudos to them as they continue to throw that ball around the yard, march that ball down the field, and get stops defensively. But we'll have more Carroll halftime show coming up next. You're listening to Saints Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
While students around the world found their education on pause due to the pandemic, Carroll College's holistic nursing program allowed me, safely, to start a play, serve as a student senator, work on my right hook, ski with my friends, and in the midst of the pandemic, prepare to join the front lines. Through a world-class simulation lab and a program renowned for excellence, Carroll College kept my education on track and in person. Carroll College, not for school, but for life.
Back on the Carroll Halftime Show, Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte here inside the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth. The Saints in the lead over the Lights, 18-0 here on homecoming, and we just saw the 2010 Carroll National Championship football team down on the field getting announced and getting welcomed by the fans here at Nelson Stadium, and now we got their old quarterback, Mr. Gary Wagner, joining us on the broadcast. Thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, you guys.
Turn your volume up a little here.
You bet.
And got Coach Turcotte here. I know you guys have been good friends over the years, and you've been able to come out and watch your sister Danny play basketball for the Saints over the last couple of years, sticking around here in Helena. But what's it like to have all the guys back here in Helena on this weekend?
You know, it doesn't happen often enough. These guys are, they're family. These guys grinded together. Not only were we working towards a degree to set ourselves up for future success, but weight room, training room, trying to stay healthy, eating right, practice, games. It was all such a grind. And to have all these guys back together and, man, they're family. It's just a blessing to have everybody here and to get inducted into the Hall of Fame today. What a treat, and with a great class of individuals too. And selfishly, you know, I got to point out the football guys. Phil Lanu, I played with him. Unbelievable football player and even a better guy. And, you know, Coach Nick Howlett and Jim Hogan. I don't know if it gets any better than that, you guys. It was a fantastic morning.
Well, Gary, you know, you got your old head coach, Coach Van Diest, coaching on the opposite sidelines for Northern. You got his two main assistants, Coach Hogan and Coach Howlett, like you just mentioned, going to the Hall of Fame. You got your old high school coach right now, Coach Purcell, down on the sidelines coaching. I mean, that's got to be exciting for you.
Yeah, it's like Coach Green said, a lot of mixed emotions. It's like your mother-in-law flying off a cliff in a Cadillac. Mixed emotions, you know. I stole that from Coach Green. But it's awesome. I love Coach Van Diest. He did a lot for me and my family and my friends and my teammates. Coach Hogan and Howlett, you know, here. And then Coach Purcell, you know, he led us to a state championship, and he's been successful at every program he's been a part of, and I know he's going to be successful here. You know, we're a couple points away from an unbelievable season right now. So we're right there. We just got to finish. We got to get over the top. You just got to get those wins. But we're so close, and he's a fantastic leader, a tremendous motivator, and the kids love it. And I love it, and I'm so glad he's a part of the program.
Coach Turcotte, you got any questions for Gary?
Well, I'd like to hear just a little bit about that 2010 championship season when Gary was the quarterback, and you know, I know in the championship game that he had a big run, 70, 80-yard run that proved to be the winner. But Gary, looking back at that season, when was it in that season that you realized, or was there a point or a play or a time that you realized, you know, we have a chance to do this again?
You know, honestly, I know this sounds really weird, but week 1 against Rocky, I got injured, separated my shoulder. Dane Broadhead came in. He was a fantastic quarterback. We just couldn't get anything going on offense with Rocky. And Thomas Dolan, on the defensive side of the ball, had an interception, pick 6, ran it for 70 yards. That was the only real success we had moving the ball downfield. And it was a defensive guy to set the tone for that season. But I thought to myself, I knew I had a separated shoulder. I was going to try to grind back and get healthy. But I just knew that there was something within that team that was different. And I'll argue this till the day I die. I came to Carroll in 2005. I've been a part of a lot of really good programs. 2010, that team is the best Carroll college football team that I can think of. I mean, statistically, you look at the wins and the separation of victory, it's just unbelievable. And a super unselfish team. Everyone just wanted everyone to succeed. There was confidence on the team. But just not a lot of ego, not a lot of ego guys, and that's what made our team so great. You know, it was just such a fun such a fun time to be a part of a program, and God, it just all came together at the right time. What a beautiful treat that was.
Yeah, and it's just so wonderful that we honored that team today, and I just think that to have Howlett and Hogan also be honored. That just was frosting on the cake today.
Yeah, it was a beautiful morning. You know. Those things can get long, but at the end of the day, we took care of what we needed to do. Put a couple guys in the Hall of Fame that needed to be there. Our 2010 team needed to be there. And I couldn't be more excited, as you can tell in the hoarse voice that I have, from last night and the time we had with these guys. Fantastic weekend. I'm so proud of the 2010 guys, and I appreciate you guys having me on today.
Gary, it's been an absolute pleasure. I was telling Coach Turcotte before the game, you know, your senior year, that 2010 season, was my brother Dom's redshirt year, and so we had the poster up in our house, and who was on it? But Gary Wagner, Bubba Bartlett. I think Dolan was maybe the third guy on there. But so it's been a pleasure. You know, it's always good to see you around here in Helena too. You're a legend in these parts, and it's nice to see you in that 2010 team getting enshrined in the Hall of Fame.
Thanks,
so we really appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
You bet.
That was Gary Wagner. We're going to go ahead and take a 60-second timeout. When we come back, second half action here from Nelson Stadium. You're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte, back here inside the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth, bringing you Carroll College football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. 30 minutes left, or football left to be played here, Gary, and 18-0. The Saints are in the lead. A nice lead for them going into the second half, and that was just a pleasure to have Gary Wegner here for the halftime show.
He was great, and he was just as good this morning, along with a lot of other speakers. It was a very tremendously emotional morning. Well, one of the very best that I've ever attended. They call it the Hall of Fame breakfast, and it was very nice.
Well, that's what this stuff's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this stuff's all about. And, anyone who's around Carroll these days, you see Gary out at the tailgates. He's part of the quarterback club. He's the loudest fan in the building for Carroll women's basketball games. And every once in a while, we'll pop in and sing the national anthem if he needs to get into the conference championship game. And so that was a pleasure.
That's right. I forgot he can do that.
Yeah, but he said it's a little too much to do it at a football game. He said he's not up to that task. Paldy's kickoff is up, going right to left and through the end zone for a touchback. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line coming up now for MSU Northern.
Now, Daniel, Carroll will have the wind at their back this quarter. So Carroll, if they're going to do some damage, it's a little bit easier this quarter with the wind at their back. It'll be very difficult for Northern to move the ball against this defense, I would guess, with the wind in their face.
1st and 10 coming up, and here's that Saints defense back out on the field, and it's almost a comforting sight if you're a Carroll fan to see that group of 11 get out there, because they've just been so dependable up to this point.
Well, they're rock solid.
It's Armstrong out there at quarterback again. Isaiah Boss joining him in the backfield. 2 receivers far side, 1 on the near. We got a timeout called already by Northern as the play clock was running down. And Gary, we've seen this happening all season.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an execution issue with the game day operations booth and the play clock operator, or if there's a new rule or what. But it's not always the first play of the second half, but it's been these first plays of drives.
Yeah.
Whether it be at beginning of the game, middle of the game, end of game. People have been taking delay of games, but Coach Rowland's just going to call a timeout here. But I don't know what the issue is. I can't quite put my finger on it.
My guess is that they're just not used to having the play clock punched in started that early. Normally they don't punch that until the offense gets back out on the field, and then at least they're on the field and they punch it. But like this time, they were running out of time before they had even gotten to the line of scrimmage, and they're out of time. So something has changed from a year ago, and we've seen it on the road too. So it's something that the NEI has decided that that's what they want to do, but it's disconcerting.
Well, 1st and 10 now for MSU Northern.
Yeah.
Pistol formation. It's got to be frustrating for these coaches too. I mean,
oh, yeah.
You want to take your time getting your offense out on the field. Isaiah Boss on the handoff to the far side. He's going to get some space. Robitaille chasing him down. Spearoff getting upfield, and I think we're going to have a hold. Flags came in late from both sides of the field. But it looked like Durfee maybe was kind of tangled on one of the offensive linemen. It's tough when you run those outside zone plays. And Garrett Warden just got thrown to the ground. I imagine that's going to be an ejection of some sort.
Oh, that was a cheap shot. That was
It was just way after the play.
And late, and he was just, I don't know if they were mouthing at each other or what.
Oh, and now that guy took his helmet off and he's making his way off the field. Yeah, that's tough. And he just spiked his helmet.
Lewis Wilson, offensive lineman, 6'4", 305 freshman from Palmdale, California. That'll be a learning experience for him. He's a freshman. And he's frustrated. Something's going on, but he's out.
Yeah, it looked like him and Garrett Warden were kind of standing. I mean, it looked like both the offense and defense were kind of standing in their positions waiting to see where the penalty moved the ball, and then Garrett Warden just got plopped to the ground. So it looks. So I imagine we're going to have some sort of holding on
the call,
on the play, and then after the play it'll be 15 yards.
Personal foul.
Waiting on the word from the officials here. Oh, man, he's making a scene over there. He just kicked one of the 40-yard line marker out onto the field. And someone's going to run out and get it now from the northern sideline.
They better get him under control.
Yeah, that's not good. I get it. It can be frustrating, but.
Well, I see some coaches over there talking to him. You know, it's a growing learning experience. It's why they call it education. He's a freshman, and you know they've lost some games, and he's probably comes from a program he's not used to losing, and he's going up against some awfully good defensive players that are experienced and tough, and the frustration came out. But this is a chance for him to learn and grow.
As we wait for the penalty ruling on the field, Carroll Football and Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com is brought to you in part by Cap Paving. Since 1984, paving the way to excellence. Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture. Furniture Showroom. Why pay more? Every day is a great day to buy new home furnishings at Furniture Showroom. First Community Bank, working together for you. And DJ's Automotive, here for you and your wheels. Well, they're still talking it out. I'm sure they're just trying to make sure that they got the play right.
Yeah, because it could be a 30-yard penalty, and then you got to figure half the distance. But they're it almost looks like they're looking at a rule book. They're all looking at something. I think they're looking at a rule book. They're looking at something. They've all got their heads down. Looks like they're having a séance. Is what it looks like. But
a little prayer circle down there.
A little prayer. This is a long delay to administer a penalty situation.
Well, what do you think? Did I miss something?
Unless they called something on the Carroll player as well.
I'm interested. Yeah, maybe it'll be offsetting personal fouls.
Yeah.
I would imagine 56 is going to be out of the game.
Looks like he's going to march some yards off against Carroll to start with.
So maybe the original penalty was on Carroll. Bless you, Coach.
Well, he's explaining now the situation.
All we can do is speculate here until those ref mics turn on.
The referees are visiting now with Coach Andrew Rowland, the MSU Northern coach.
They're talking to Coach Purcell over here, too.
And Coach Purcell at the same time. So
my guess is that if they're going to take some yards away from Carroll, I'm guessing then that's a penalty on us originally, then a personal foul on MSU Northern.
Yeah.
Then again, I've been wrong on these things a lot this year, so we'll see. We'll see what they end up calling.
I think this is unusual. See, he's got the sheet that the referee now is bringing back to the sideline.
That's the penalty tracker sheet.
Right. That's where they keep track of penalties and where the ball is, what yard line it's on.
It's funny, he just brought it back, and now all the guys down there, Bill Darcy's poking his eyes on it. Father Mark's looking at it. They're all getting a piece of it.
Well, Father Mark and Bill, they want to help out.
They always do. They've done a lot of officiating in their day. Okay. Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. After the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 91. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 56. 56 has been disqualified. Okay. So it was offsetting personal fouls. On, Coach.
Yeah, sorry, Garrett Warden. He had the 15-yard penalty, but he didn't get kicked out of the game.
No, it was offsetting really too. So
yeah,
I think they were just kind of barking at each other, and he ended up getting pushed to the ground. So they wanted to be fair and call it on both teams. And now we got a flag coming in from the sideline. I'm not sure what that is. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Northern bench. I don't know if that was on the coaching staff.
Well, it wasn't on Coach Mike Van Diest, who was clear down here at the 50-yard line, and the ball's on the 5. So Mike was not involved in any of that. That much I can tell you.
All right. Now we got first and way back. Handoff Isaiah Boss. Rex Irby in the backfield makes the tackle. Oh, man.
Yeah, that was a long time to figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff can drag on, and I get it. They want to get the call right, but it didn't seem like it ended up being that complex.
I agree.
Unless they were debating whether or not to eject the guy. But, you know, when you shove a player to the ground and then have that kind of reaction coming off the field, I think the kicker was the the
Yeah.
the little pad, the 40-yard line pad on the sideline, getting launched onto the field. That can't help. Here's a rollout for Armstrong, throwing to the sideline. He's got his guy, number 17, on the catch, Tyrese Rios.
Nice throw.
It'll be a gain of about 20 yards up to the 30-yard line, but that'll bring up 3rd and 5.
Now, Daniel, on the play before this, I saw Isaiah Bosch come out. He took a hard hit on that run play, and he is a threat. He is a good running tailback.
Now Cannon Smith is in the game at running back
Yeah.
for Northern. He's out of Eureka.
Yeah, I hope that Isaiah's all right and he's able to come back in the ballgame.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yes.
Shotgun formation for the Lights. 13:35 left here in the third quarter. Here's a rollout. Armstrong's going to try and run with it. He gets beyond the reach of Warden, and he is tackled down at the 50-yard line. So Northern was hiked back deep into their own 10-yard line.
Couple of big plays.
And hit a couple of big plays. It was Irby and Spearoff looked like getting in on the tackle that time. Jake Resch in the mix as well.
Well, there was such a long delay. I mean, if everybody's standing around, 10 full minutes at least for those guys to get that thing figured out. It can take a little momentum away from you.
Yes. A little wind out of the sails. You got all these energy, and then you're standing around, and your muscles get a little tight too. Hand off Cannon Smith, and there's Trent Durfee getting in the mix. Attaboy Durf. Him and Cocab making the tackle for loss for the Saints. That'll bring up 2nd down, 12 yards to go. Loss of 2 on the play. Second down, 12 coming up. Carroll Football and Rewind 94.9 is brought to you in part by Play It Again Sports, your ski and snowboard rental headquarters. Back to throw to the sideline, and it's incomplete. Intended for Tyrese Rios, TJ Abraham on the coverage that time.
Now, Daniel, one of the things that Coach Rowland has got to be careful of, as we understand it, there was one sideline penalty against the sideline, which I think goes on him. Another one, and he's ejected. And that means he doesn't coach next week.
Yeah, that's not good.
You have to really be careful now that what you say.
3rd and 12 for the Lights. Saints defense looking to get off the field. It's hard to believe that this is still the first possession of the second half.
Some of it is just administration by the officials, to be honest.
There's only 12:17 left here in the third quarter. Ball's out, and it's recovered by the Saints. Picking it up, it's Cameron Pruitt. There goes Pruitt. 10-5, touchdown, Fighting Saints.
It was a high snap from center. He barely got control of it. And just as he got control of it, he lost it again, and there was Pruitt right there. Pick it up and run, 45, 50 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, I think it was Spearoff who got on it first.
Yeah,
but like you said,
Spearoff couldn't quite control the fumble, and he kind of knocked it forward.
Yeah.
And then there was Pruitt. So thank you, Spearoff.
Yeah, Cameron Pruitt. That's a big play for him. Number 45, a linebacker out of Boise, Idaho, Bora High School. Here's the extra point. It'll be Carson Gorton kicking it, so the Carroll defense will end up back on the field. Hold is down. Kick is up. Through the uprights and good. 25-0. The Saints in the lead here. 12:04 remaining in the third quarter. We'll go ahead and take a 60-second timeout. You're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. Well, Gary, a little fireworks there, but in the end, it ends up being a fumble by Northern on 3rd down, and the ball is picked up by Cameron Pruitt. He takes it to the house for a touchdown, and now the Saints lead at 25-0, which means the cannon goes off once again, and our ROTC gang over there, they're doing some push-ups.
Daniel, the ROTC program has been on board at Carroll, I'm going to guess about 25 years. And I remember when they brought it on board.
Was that General Pendergast who started it?
It was General Pendergast. Yeah, that was his baby. And there was some controversy about, is that what we want? And it has been nothing but a success. We've graduated so many wonderful military-educated students that also got a Carroll liberal arts education, a greatest combination you could ever have. And they do a great job. And they do the flag, they do the cannons, they do push-ups when we score. This is a real addition to what Carroll College is all about.
Well, and how about Steve Jones getting on the field now, too? For a couple weeks ago, he was named the Charles Morris NAI Administrator of the Year, which is another very prestigious honor.
You bet.
Steve Jones.
Yep.
He did a lot for us over the last when I say us, I mean Carroll College. Over the last, 36 years he worked for us?
Well, I call him the man for all seasons. He could do anything, electronics, plumbing. He could fire up a team and give a pep talk. He was just one of those guys that could fix things and do things, and was always there to encourage and offer a helping hand. He and his lovely wife Pam.
Mm-hmm. Who was also down on the field there.
Yep, a lot of wonderful years that they donated to Carroll and dedicated their whole professional life to Carroll College.
I don't feel like just
1st down, 10 yards to go for Northern on their own 25-yard line. So the Carroll defense still out there. This has been quite the game, Gary.
Yeah.
Play action. No, they're going to hand it off. It looked like he wasn't going to take it, but tackle made that time. Tucker Jones downhill, making the play.
And I see Isaiah Boss is back in the game, and he's got some talent. He just hasn't been able to really cut loose. But
well, the D-line's just annihilated
just
just about everything. I mean, the Northern offensive line, not their best day right now. Pistol formation for the Lights. Run receiver far side, 2 on the near with the tight end. Play action, back to throw. They're going to look deep. It's Tyrese Rios on the deep out, making the catch, going out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Northern. That'll bring up 1st down for the Lights.
Nice throw and catch into the wind.
Before 1st down, Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 is brought to you by Subaru Placer Motors. Dog tested, dog approved. Get your Subaru today at Placer Subaru, just west on Euclid. And Gold Island Casino. Play and stay where the winners go at Gold Island Casino. 1st and 10 for the Lights. Pistol formation, handoff far side. There goes Boss again. He's going to get by the line of scrimmage. Tackled out of bounds by Dawson Zebarth. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 4 yards to go.
You can see why he's had such a good year. He'll make guys miss. Now you got to really bring a couple of people and get ready to tackle him.
Yeah. 2nd down and 4. Armstrong in the pistol. Hands off to Boss far side. And there's a hold. John Thompson getting upfield, but kind of grabbed by the jersey there. So that'll move him back 10. And I just want to go back to that fumble return we had by Cameron Pruitt. He's been slowly working his way more and more into the rotation on defense, getting some time as a dime back, as a linebacker. He kind of does it all. He's another versatile player. That's kind of the theme on Coach Nurse's defense. And for him to get up and make that play, that's a big deal. So I'm really excited for him. And obviously that's probably not going to touch Tony Collins, but definitely in consideration for the St. Peter's Gold Standard Health play of the game.
Well, Daniel, good defenses are deep. And you have to develop a rotation, and you have to have confidence that kids can come in and give yourself, and you don't drop anything, you don't lose anything.
Here's a pass over the middle and almost intercepted by Micah Ons on 2nd down. It was 2nd down about 14 after the holding call, and it went over the receiver's head, and Ons was there playing a little cushion.
I don't know that he saw it. The receiver jumped up right in front of him. I don't know if he was able to see it all the way into his hands.
Yeah.
But to get back to the depth on defense, how important that is, that you have guys that can come in and they can be third down
Keeps you
specialists.
fresh.
Yes.
Shotgun formation for Armstrong. Snap a little wobbly, but now he's going to roll out to his right. Kokap chasing him down. Coming up field and making the play is Tucker Jones. Ball's out, but they're going to say he was down first. And that'll bring up 4th down anyway from the 40-yard line, 4th and 12.
Now Tucker was the spy that time. We talked about having a spy on Armstrong on third and long, second and long situations. Good call, good by the defense, Coach Nurse, and he hit right guy, make the play.
Back to return the kick, Cameron Rothy. Punting. Hunter Riley once again. Pretty cool playing safety and being the punter. Reminds me of my good buddy Matt Kavek, played a couple years ago, and he did the same thing. Punted, played a little DB, not too shabby. Here's the snap. Riley's kick is up, wobbly again. It's gonna.
Oh yeah.
The ball bounced. The ball. Let me take a minute to explain this. The ball took a hop, and Rothy was going to let it bounce. It's kind of skipped up and was coming backwards, and the guy running downfield in coverage headbutted it like he was playing soccer.
That was Titus Pulliam.
Yeah.
Mesa, Arizona.
Yeah, number 44. So he gave it a headbutt, and then there's also the rule where if the opposing team touches the ball and it's still rolling around on a punt, the offensive player can get a hand on it and take it wherever he wants to go. But if they fumble it away, they get the ball back where the opposing team touched it regardless.
Yeah.
So Rothy was like, I'll go ahead and take a run after that.
Well, it was a pretty good headbutt. He must have played some soccer. He really got a pretty good shot on it.
Hopefully Coach Mello's watching, maybe maybe pick up a soccer recruit to add to the squad. Oh, they're gonna do a little relay race on the field. Looks like here there's a timeout, but we're kind of caught talking about the headbutt, so I figure we might as well keep it here for this one. Some sort of relay race. Well, Gary, it's 25-0, and now we're finally going to see the Saints offense for the first time in this second half.
Yeah.
We talked about how much it's helped them to throw the ball, but now that they're up so big, I imagine we'll probably see a lot of running.
I think
just to
you're
keep
right.
that clock moving.
I agree with that, Daniel. I think they'd like to get their run game going, move the chains, move the clock. That's a lot of football games been won like that, but I don't know. I think our run game has been more successful when we do throw it. So I think you have to throw some passes in there and keep those safeties off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Fannis still minds doing some experimenting as well for these games. It's not sportsmanship is obviously a key component of at any level, but it's not like a high school with a running clock rule and that kind of stuff. This is a different level of ball now. Well, here comes the offense out on the field. Before first down, Carroll Football and Rewind 94.9 is brought to you in part by the Lewis and Clark Library. For more than 150 years, the Lewis and Clark Library has steadfastly served the residents of Lewis and Clark County with branch libraries in Helena, Augusta, Lincoln, East Helena, and, of course, the Bookmobile. Perka out there. To his right, Duncan Kraft. 3 receiver formation, Harrison, Rothy, Pierce. It's Gilliard, the tight end. Handoff, Kraft. Kraft through the hole, and there he goes. Makes a man miss, and he's tripped up at about the 50-yard line. Nice run by Duncan there. It looked like he might be able to make pay dirt, but just got tripped up a little bit there in the middle of the field.
And they've had the most success running to their right, to the offensive right. That's where they've been most effective today.
1st and 10 for the Saints from the 50-yard line. Perka and Kraft in the backfield. 3 receivers near side. Perka takes the snap, hands off to Kraft again. Kraft through the hole, makes a man miss, gets tackled by Wampler, but not before he picks up about 6 yards. And now they're moving the ball well in the run game, and now they're moving the clock as well, Gary. They're letting it run.
And that's what you want to do, and it's good. It's a win-win because you're moving the chains, you're running the clock, your offensive line's getting better, and it's good sportsmanship.
And when we're running the play clock, it gives extra time for you to get some color in there.
We like that.
We do quite a bit, quite a bit. Two receivers near side, one on the far side. Just a one tight end out there. It's Gilliard. Play clock winding down under 5 seconds. Perka takes the snap. Handoff Kraft again. Kraft through the hole this time. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. Duncan Kraft through the middle. 44 yards to the house.
That was so quick. That was just right over what you call that, the A gap. I mean, right over the center. And he just exploded, and there was nobody there. Just like, I don't know what defense Northern was in, but nobody laid a glove on him.
Carson Gordon will come out to kick the extra point once again. 31-0 the score, looking to make it 32 with the PAT. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up. And that one's wide left. He hooked it a little bit that time. Well, that'll keep us at an even 31-0. So that's going to break even with the 2-point conversion we had earlier. But that'll be 31-0. Your score on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. 7:37 left here in the third quarter. We'll go ahead and take a 60-second timeout. You're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
I don't feel like just another account. I actually feel like a person and a friend and part of a community.
We came to Ascent because we knew that they would look beyond the credit score at character.
At the Myrna Loy, we have a mission, and we work with Ascent Bank because they work that way too.
At Ascent Bank, we believe banking is more than providing financial services. It's starting to think outside the box for the benefit of our customers, because that benefits them, and that's the right thing to do.
Ascent Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
While students around the world found their education on pause due to the pandemic, Carroll College's holistic nursing program allowed me, safely, to start a play, serve as a student senator, work on my right hook, ski with my friends, and in the midst of the pandemic, prepare to join the front lines. Through a world-class simulation lab and a program renowned for excellence, Carroll College kept my education on track and in person. Carroll College, not for school, but for life.
Back from the break, 31-0 after the Duncan Kraft 44-yard touchdown. And that'll bring up the Carroll kicking unit. 7:37 left here in the third quarter. And the Saints are starting to run away with this one a little bit, Gary.
Well, they have. Northern looks like they've kind of broken a little bit. I just think, go back to that one long delay with the personal fouls and the holding penalty and the 10-minute delay, and I just think the wind kind of went out of Northern's sails.
And then a sideline penalty after that. And then they hit a couple big plays afterwards.
They did.
But then third down and long, they fumble, and Pruitt takes it to the house, so that's kind of where we're at. The kickoff is caught at about the 1-yard line. Returning at that time was Dylan Von Fachen, and what happened was he was going back to the end zone, and I think he realized after a second that he couldn't kneel it down because he caught it outside of the end zone.
Yeah, he caught it on the one and kind of ran backwards, and so then he came late, and by then Carroll's defense is pretty far down the field.
And a penalty on the return team.
Oh, goodness.
That'll be half the distance to the goal. Looks like they called him for a hold. So now, first down from the 5-yard line.
Well, and we talked about this third quarter, what Carroll was going to have the wind at their back, and how difficult it was going to be for Northern this quarter to just survive. And then if they could have maybe made a game of it the fourth quarter when they had the wind. But this third quarter has been a disaster for them in every way possible. Just a disaster.
First and 10 for the Lights. Pistol formation for Armstrong. Handoff Boss up the middle. Austin Bedke coming downhill, making the play. Decent gain there for Northern. Looks like they'll pick up about 3 yards, maybe 4 yards.
Yeah.
Second down coming up.
They just need to stay away from those,
I don't feel
third and long situations where Carroll can really turn loose their pass rush.
honestly, they've had some success in this quarter on those plays as well. Here's a rollout, and it's intercepted. Design rollout to the left side. Is that Caden Gardner getting down on the ground and picking it off, number 27.
Boy, he made a nice effort for that ball.
Caden Gardner, he's one of those guys, we talk about the depth of the secondary. He's
Yeah.
a redshirt freshman out of Spokane. Well, he's technically a freshman because he was a freshman last year. And, I mean, he's going to be a guy he's going to be a really good player for us in the next couple years.
Well,
but it's nice for him to get some action in a game like this and get out there and make the play.
Well, he one more player, a young player who's in the rotation, getting playing time, and you need him. And he just made a really nice effort right there. I mean, a really nice effort.
So it's going to set up 1st and 10 going in for the Saints on the 15-yard line. And that'll be be inside the Big Sky Plumbing and Heating red zone. So hopefully the Saints offense can keep their rhythm going, working with a short field again. They've had a couple of those today between the Irby pick, They had the blocked punt, and now Caden Gardner getting his hand in on the mix. He wanted to be a part of the fun. Can't blame him.
You just wonder what more can go wrong for Northern this quarter.
And Rex Irby slow to get up after that one. So cross your fingers on that.
Oh, you just do. He is such a good football player. So important to this football team. The way he's walking, I'm guessing that's an ankle.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's an ankle. I can usually tell if it's an ankle or a knee, and I'm guessing an ankle.
You probably used to be worried sick about the ankle injuries when you're coaching basketball.
Yeah, but the knees are the ones that you're worried sick about.
It's a long recovery time.
Yeah.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers, 2 tight ends for the Saints. 1st and 10, handoff. It's Baxter Tuggle through the middle. He'll pick up 7 yards.
And that's good to get Tuggle some time in there. And Tuggle had a real nice contribution to the win that you folks had when you did the game down in Idaho. Tuggle came in and had a big contribution.
Can you believe it? We went 2 long road trips, 2 broadcasts without you there. But now you're back.
It's good to be back.
2nd down coming up for the Saints. Looks like they're running 2 tight end once again. Perka still in the game in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off. Tuggle up the middle once again. He'll fall forward. Looks like he's going to be maybe just a hair short of the 1st down. And you can hear down there some guys aren't a fan of the spot.
Yeah, and probably 4 down territory. I don't know if you want to kick it now if you don't make it or not.
That might be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd down on the 7-yard line. And here's another jumbo formation. Mafu out there for the Saints as the fullback. Little full house pistol. Handoff, Tuggle, and Tuggle's met in the backfield. Untouched from the backside.
Just the play was a little slow getting going, and that allowed the defensive end from Northern to come way on from the weak side and stop that play. I think you got to kick it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was Cole Curry on the tackle that time. But, I mean, on a play like that, you usually can leave the backside end unblocked if you run into the opposite side. But like you said, it ended up kind of turning into a slow developer.
It's a little too slow.
And that unblocked defensive end has time to get into the backfield and get to the play.
Yeah.
Carson Gorton will come on to kick the field goal. Snap good, hold down, kick is up. And it's through the uprights and good for Carson Gorton.
Well, he feels a little better about that missed extra point he missed now.
Yeah. Everyone excited for him. 34-0. The score, 4:40 left. Here in the 3rd quarter, we'll go ahead and take a 60-second timeout. You're listening to Carroll College Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. Back from the timeout, Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte here inside the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth. 34-0 your score here in Helena at Nelson Stadium. It's homecoming weekend, and the Saints lead big on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. A lot of things going right for them today, Coach.
Well, they really have, and this third quarter has just been the Carroll had the wind at their back, literally, and then they took it physically from there and just have dominated every single play of this half. That's unbelievable of this third quarter. Northern's just hoping to get out of this third quarter, get the wind at their back, and thinking, well, maybe we can do something offensively. But so far, it's been a tough slogging. Ooh.
Hand off to the outside. Hunter Peck gets upfield, gets a hand on him, but then coming in to make the play that time. Let's see who was in on that one. Looked like 61, Jack Peed.
Well, he broke 2 tackles just to get back for a 1-yard loss. That's how aggressive that Carroll D-line is right now.
And let's look at some new faces out there on defense. Tyler Walden playing corner on the far side. Caden Gardner just had the interception at safety along with Tug Smith. At linebacker, Robitaille still out there, but John Thompson in at the rock position. Out there playing linebacker as well as Nick Anderson. Armstrong looking to throw outside. He's got his guy. Walden makes the tackle. Making the catch that time was Tyrese Rios, and that'll move the chains for a first down.
Nice throw.
Let's see on the defensive line, Hunter Peck getting some more playing time out there, the freshman out of Windsor, Colorado. Corbin Walker out there playing the nose tackle position, Butte High grad. And out there as well looks like Jack Peed still. Good chance for a lot of these guys to get in there, get some repetition.
Big third down here for Northern. Definitely need to
I thought they were
going
to move the chains
I
after
did
that
too.
last catch. 3rd and 1. Handoff, Isaiah Boss, far side. He gets through and will fall forward for a gain of 2 yards and a Northern first down.
Yeah. Before the game's over, he's going to break one. He just is that good.
Even if it's just 20 yards,
yeah,
he's going to break some sort of long run.
Yeah, he's just that good.
Still 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and I mean it's amazing the momentum of a game, how much it can be shifted.
Yeah.
Just with the rhythm of the whole operation when there's a scuffle like that, and they have to take the time to sort it out.
It did.
Design roll out to the right side for Armstrong, and he is sacked on the play. Tom Robitaille getting in there alongside Hunter Peck, and I think that's Hunter's first career sack, if I'm not mistaken. So tip of the cap to that young man.
Well, he had to work pretty hard for it. That wasn't easy.
He's going to be a very good player.
Yeah.
Working hard with Coach Graff, and they're very excited about him.
Are they
Can play a little outside backer, can play defensive end.
God, they love guys like that.
Versatility is the name of the game.
Windsor, Colorado. I wonder where Windsor is.
It's a suburb of Denver, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be the next big thing on this Carroll defense. At least one of them. There might be a lot of them because they've been recruiting that side of the ball very well. Pistol formation, play action. Rolling to his left and throwing is Armstrong. He's got a guy. Tyrese Rios on the catch again. He's getting a lot of catches too. We might have a lot of numbers for him.
He's a good receiver. Yes, he is.
That's his 6th catch of the ball game.
Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised.
About 70 yards through the air to Tyrese Rios. 3rd down, 1 yard to go coming up for MSU Northern. 1:30 on the clock here in the third quarter. Excuse me. Play clock continues to run now to 10 seconds. Saints looking for another stop on defense. Handoff Boss. He's met in the backfield, and the play is made. Hunter Peck getting in there, and Nainoa Soto coming downhill to help clean it up. But Hunter Peck, this is a big day for him.
I see what you like about him. Wow.
He's good. He's a very good player. Let's see, listed at 6'2", 215. I think that's what he weighs about now. He came in about 205, maybe 210, put on a little weight. They got him playing field end. They got him playing outside backer. He can do it all.
Is he a redshirt freshman, Daniel?
He's a true freshman. He's been on this campus about 2 months.
Whoa.
He's making plays like that.
Yeah.
Here's the snap. Riley will punt. Another line drive. It's Abraham back there. Just going to fall on it. And those punts must be, I mean, they got to be kind of tough to return when they're coming in low like that.
Yeah,
you don't really
you don't
really have time to get comfortable.
No, they're too short to run back. But what I do like is he didn't let it roll 20 yards. He got on it.
Yeah. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Saints. Ball on their own 23-yard line. Offense already out there on the field. We're almost into the 4th quarter. 25 seconds left in the 3rd. A 34-0 Carroll lead on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. And for any of you just tuning in, it's been a 3rd quarter full of fireworks, whether it was penalties or long touchdown runs or fumble recoveries to the house, you name it. Handoff on 1st down, Tuggle. And here goes Tuggle through the hole. He picks up a block and picks up about 17 yards on the play. He gets up to the 40, and that'll be a 1st down for the Saints. Tuggle can really run it, Gary.
Well, he's a little bit bigger, a little stronger. I don't know if he's quite as quick as Duncan, but he is a force.
And that'll do it for the 3rd quarter here in Nelson Stadium. As they begin to play Sweet Caroline, we'll go ahead and step away for 60 seconds. 34-0, Saints in the lead on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. You're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
Turn to Point S this winter to keep you and your family safe on the road. For rain, snow, ice, and everything in between, Point S means no winter stress. With our selection of the best tire brands around, you're sure to find the set that perfectly fits how you drive and where you drive. Trust our experts for all your auto needs, like oil changes, brakes, alignments, and more. Get ready for winter now with a complimentary safety inspection. Call or schedule your no-wait appointment online today. No winter stress with Point S.
Back from the break, Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte coming to you from the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth. Check with Brad for home, auto, rental, and others. And remember, you're in good hands with Allstate. 34-0 your score. 15 minutes of football to be played here in Nelson Stadium. And a lot of good energy here as the Saints, with a comfortable lead, look to just put this thing away here in the 4th.
Well, this quarter now, Northern will have some wind advantage. And, you know, they have shown that they can move the football a little bit this half. They've had some nice pass plays and some completions. So it's been interesting to see if they're able to get something on the board this quarter.
I imagine Carroll's going to try and hang on to that ball as long as they can. A lot of running. This time it's Tuggle on 1st down. And Tuggle's through the hole again, breaks another tackle, and gets about 8 yards on that one.
Well, Coach Van Diest had these guys wired up, and he had them in just doing great job of gap control. Carroll couldn't get a yard, couldn't get 2 yards.
You know what I think really took someone out of their sails in the first half was that long touchdown to Collins right before the break.
Right before the half.
That can't feel good.
They played their heart out, and all of a sudden, with 4 seconds to go, Carroll scores on a bit of a lucky, fortunate play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some interesting moving parts there, whether or not Tony may have pushed off or
if
gotten his foot in bounds or
very well
maintained possession to the ground, all that jazz. Handoff on 2nd down. Tuggle getting forward. Nice push by the offensive line that time.
We're telling you how strong he is. Tuggle is a bit of he's more of a fullback type guy.
Yeah. In between the tackles. Downhill runner.
Mm-hmm.
Like John Riggins.
Yeah. John Riggins, that goes back a ways.
It's a good one, huh?
It is a good one. I didn't know you'd know about him. And the Hogs. The Hogs were the offensive line.
Yep. What did Kurt tell us during basketball season? I don't have many hobbies. That's me. 1st and 10 on the 45. Shotgun formation. Handoff, Tuggle again, working near side. Picks up a block by Carter. Spits forward. He'll pick up another yard or so. keep the clock moving on that handoff. Before second down, Carroll football is brought to you in part by Helena Toyota, brought to you by your Montana Toyota dealers. Mattress Firm, Montana's largest Tempur-Pedic retailer. Save time, save money. And A1 Rentals, making your project easier on Cedar next to Party Plus. Also, St. Peter's Health. Don't forget to listen for our St. Peter's Health Gold Standard play of the game. And St. Peter's Health Urgent Care is Helena's choice for trusted walk-in care. Here's the handoff, Tuggle through the hole. He'll pick up another 4 yards or so on second down, and that'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Carroll offense. St. Peter's Health, also the game sponsor here at Nelson Stadium today. And October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you can see our cheerleaders down there on the field with the pink pom-poms. And that relay race they had on the last media timeout, that was it was a St. Peter's relay race where they'd have a person run station to station. They'd put on all the different medical attire you need to go into a surgery room.
Oh my goodness.
Not sure the name for all the garments, but third down, looking for a throw on the outside to Gilliard, and it will be incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 5. Coach Purcell's going to hold off the punting unit, looks like. 4th and 5. Why not go for it? See, try a new play, see if you can move the clock.
I think they are going to go for it here.
Yeah, they're kind of in no man's lane. On the 40-yard line, it's not like this is the NFL and we can bring out Justin Tucker to kick a 60-yard field goal. Fourth down, and they got the guy to jump off sides. And I wonder if that was the plan all along. Go with the hard count. See if you can get him to jump and move the chains. If not, you call the timeout and you punt.
And I promise you that is going to grind on Coach Van Diest as much as anything that's happened all day.
Yeah,
right there.
He's all about the little things.
Especially that kind of discipline that will grind on him.
Did you get to see? I know you were running a little late today, getting back from the Hall of Fame breakfast. But did you get to run into Coach at all around here before the game?
It was interesting. I didn't know what Mike would do if he would be able to come to the breakfast, but he wasn't, and I understand it. I do.
Not a lot of time. We ran long. Here's a handoff to Tuggle on first down. He's going to pick up a nice chunk there.
And to get back to Coach Van Diest, his job was to coach Northern today and to coach his kids today. And I know how he thinks. If he had come to the breakfast, it would have been a distraction from his job to coach his team. Mm-hmm. That's how the guy thinks.
Yeah.
That's just the way he is.
That's why he's so successful.
It is why he's so successful, a big part of it.
Shotgun formation. Well, I got to see him in the PE Center this morning when they got here. It was very nice. Hadn't seen him in a while.
Oh, good.
Handoff, Tuggle. He's going to cut it back. Baxter Tuggle running the ball very well right now as he gets into the red zone. Big Sky Plumbing red zone down to the 13-yard line.
Well, he's what you want right now. He's a guy that's going to pound and grind and move the chains, and he's going to break a tackle or two, and he's going to fall forward.
Wear him out a little bit.
Yeah.
$11 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Jeez. I've said the wrong quarter, I think, 4 or 5 times today, Gary.
Well, you're allowed, Daniel.
You got to get me in line. Perka in the shotgun. 2 receiver, 2 tight end formation. Handoff. No, he's going to keep it. Little RPO. Thought about throwing it. Instead, he's going to run with it. As Harrison was covered in the corner of the end zone, and Jack falls forward. He'll pick up about 4 yards there. And you don't want your quarterback taking any kind of hits.
No, not when you're ahead 34-0.
Second down coming up. 6 yards to go for the Saints. Shotgun formation for Perka again. 2 receiver, 2 tight end formation. They'll bring Pierce across in motion. Perka takes the snap. Hands off, counter play. Tuggle continues to move forward. The line's going to push him even more, and that'll pick up about 5 yards and bring up 3rd down and 2.
Perka is a good short yardage back. I think we're going to see more of him as the season goes in short yardage situations.
Yeah, he's going to continue to get comfortable. I think that College of Idaho game was big for him.
It was.
That 31-yard touchdown he had, too, was very impressive. There was a really nice picture that they captured there of him diving, and he's just, like, hovering over the ground. It's very cool.
And all the while, the clock is running, Daniel. 9:26 left. Carroll ahead 34-0. And Carroll is doing exactly what they wanted to do, is keep the ball on the ground, move the chains, let the clock run.
Handoff. No, play action. Perka back to throw, looking for his man. It's Kyle Pierce, and it's incomplete. Pass broken up that time by Hunter Riley.
And Northern diagnosed that play well. They almost like they were expecting it. There was not anyone open, and you had thought, the way Carroll has run the football down here, that there might have been somebody open.
I'll tell you, I think the best thing, we were just talking about our running backs. I think the best thing about our running back room, Kraft, Burgess, Tuggle, those three guys, they're like inseparable. They're the best of friends.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
They don't care who's getting the ball.
Yeah. So Carroll's going to kick it again.
It's Carson Gorton coming on, looking for his third field goal of the ball game. This time a 22-yard field goal attempt. Snap good, hold down, and the kick is blocked by Northern, and it's going to get picked up this time. No, it's not. It looked like Northern was going to pick it up and try and return it, but nothing doing there. They end up falling on it, and they'll take over first down from, I believe, the 8-yard line, maybe the 7.
Well, the kick was a little low. I don't think there was that big of a penetration. I think it was just low.
Yeah, guy jumped up and timed it right.
Yeah.
Media timeout called. We'll take it as well. We'll be back in 60 seconds. 9 minutes to play here, 34-0. Carroll in the lead. You're listening to Saints football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com.
Stress. Some people thrive on it. But at Point S Tire and Auto, we believe nobody should ever have to stress when it comes to taking care of their tires. That's why we offer no-stress solutions like our exclusive Point S 1-hour tire promise. Easily shop tires and book an appointment online at your locally owned Point S, and we'll have you back on the road with a brand new set of tires in an hour or less. Point S Tire and Auto. No stress with Point S.
Montana. We are lucky to call it home. Discovery and adventures are around every corner of our state. The vibe is different here. When looking for a local, homegrown Montana bank, look no further. Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking.
Back from the break, Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte here inside the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth, bringing you Carroll football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. Also, special thanks to those in Havre listening on QX 92.5 FM. 34-0, the Saints in the lead over the Lights. And after the blocked field goal is a 22-yard attempt. Northern will start back with the ball. Handoff, and there's a tackle made on the play. That time for the Saints getting in there. I believe that was number 54, Ben Melhoff. He's another freshman out of Eugene, Oregon, Sheldon High School. He was a part of that 2020 recruiting class. I remember talking about him on the signing day radio show. The guy slow to get up for Northern, one of their offensive linemen. So that'll take us at a pause here, 8:45 remaining. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second break. 8:45 left, 34-0. Saints in the lead. We'll be back. You're listening to Saints football on Rewind 94.9 and KCAP.com. Daniel Sally, Gary Turcotte back here inside the Brad Schmidt Allstate Insurance broadcast booth. And Coach T, while we got the time, we might as well talk a little bit more about the homecoming festivities this weekend. And, we've spent a lot of time talking about some of the football guys and football inductions because we are broadcasting the football game. But some more congratulations in order to the 1979-1980 Carroll women's basketball team that got inducted this morning, as well as Ellie Bursama Chadwick, who was from a women's basketball player back, and I think she finished up in 2010. Michelle Matson, also Katie Martin-Reed, the women's soccer player. It's a great class this year. And Phil Lanoux, we haven't even gotten that much time to talk about as well.
Well, just to start with Phil Lanoux, I would watch him work out back when I was coaching basketball, and he would be up there in the bleachers working out. I think he's the hardest worker that I ever saw. The workouts, and Hoagie let him do his own workouts, some of his own things, and the guy was just unbelievable, the stuff he put himself through.
And now he's a doctor. I think that guy knew what he was doing.
Yes, he did.
Here's a throw on 2nd and 10. Armstrong
nice
with a nice deep throw.
Yep.
I think, was that Rios on the catch again? No, that time it was Jake Horner again, your boy from CMR, Coach.
And a nice catch. He went way up to get that catch. He's got a vertical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good bounce there on display.
Yeah, I bet he two-hand dunks it pretty easily.
First down and 10 coming up again for the Saints. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if we didn't go back and touch on Coach Hogan and Coach Hallett again. I know those guys had a very good impact on a lot of people's lives when they were coaching here.
Yeah.
The handoff, Cannon Smith through the middle. Tackle made, I think Nick Anderson came downhill and laid the thump on that one.
Ellie Bursama gave a really nice talk.
The blonde bomber?
Yeah, she was a great three-point shooter and just a scorer and a great teammate. And Nicole Leibach, who played on that team, introduced her, gave one of the best talks of the morning, I thought. Geez, it was a good talk about people and being loyal to people. It was just a great talk. But there were so many good ones, just some of the highlights.
Well, I know Coach Hogan made his way into my living room when I was in 7th grade to recruit my brother over Christmas break. And, of course, his belt buckle and his mustache blew us all away. We were sold. we knew then and there that where Dominic was going to end up going to school.
Well, Hoagie and Coach Hallett were enormously popular today. Standing ovations for both of them.
Well deserved.
They are the first assistant coaches ever to go into the Hall of Fame. Ever. The first ever assistant coaches. And that's unusual to have assistant coaches go into the Hall of Fame. They got to be pretty special, but they were.
I mean, when you see the success that they had, I mean, it's undeniable. There's a pass over the middle. Tyrese Rios with the catch. Nice job there by Armstrong getting him the ball across midfield to the 42-yard line of Carroll. It's a first down for the Lights as the clock winds down to about the 7-minute mark. Tommy Leonard and Tyler Smith out there now for the Saints on the defensive line.
Kyle Watts just took kind of a shot there, and they're going to get him out for a second. And he has been injured. He was a very talented football player, but he's battled injuries.
Yeah, he was hurt in the spring and missed the first few games.
Yeah, but he's a talent. I'd love to see him get healthy. They could use him down the stretch.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about great defenses always have depth.
Yeah.
I mean, just another contributing factor is.
Well, he's a cover guy. He can cover.
He can lock it down when
Yeah.
he's playing at his best. He's really special. Pistol formation again. Play action. Armstrong back to pass. Here comes Bedke on the blitz. And now getting the sack that time, Tyler Smith. And I know that means a lot to him right there, senior.
Isn't that wonderful? And the crowd loved it. The crowd loved it.
Not a boy, Tyler.
Tyler Smith, 6'1", 230, from Bozeman, Manhattan Christian. Went to Manhattan Christian.
Now another D lineman getting himself in the game, Carson Payne. Handoff. Cannon Smith getting through again. Nick Anderson on the tackle. And Anderson's another example. I mean, we've talked about it. Usually we just run the two deep when we talk about the depth we have at inside linebacker, but it goes beyond that. And Anderson's just another example of that depth we have at that position. Oh, and another substitution in the secondary, and this one I'm happy to see. Thomas McGree And his older brother Nate was a senior this spring. His even older brother Connor was he was a good friend of mine. He's here today. Saw him tailgating.
Oh, that's
His older sister Lacey went to Carroll as well. She's been listening to a lot of our games. Listened to her little brother play. She's in PA school down in Nashville now.
That's a great family.
And I know you're buddies with his grandpa, Con Lacey.
Con Lacey, very great guy. Went to school with Carroll, became a physician. I don't know, 40 years of service. Daniel Carroll now, they just had massive substitutions. That's why they had to take that time out. And I know you're awfully good with names and numbers. Maybe we can pick up a few of these kids that just came into the ball game.
Make their way back out there. Tug's still out there. Tug Smith, he's been playing safety a little bit in the second half. Ryan Olson's in now at corner, number 23. Tyler Smith, we just mentioned, had the sack, and Carson Payne on the D-line. Carson Payne, he's a Wenatchee guy. We recruited him as a fullback. I remember talking about him on our signing day show because obviously the fullback position is not a common thing anymore. But he got moved to D-line this year or last year, and so I know Coach Graff said he's enjoyed working with Carson as he kind of learns that position, so it's nice to see him getting some game reps here. That's Tyler Walden playing corner on the near side. He's been actually serving as one of our kick returners the last 3 games.
Nick Anderson, linebacker redshirt freshman from Kirkland.
Yeah, Lake Washington High School. That's not necessarily my neck of the woods, but close enough, about 20-minute drive. Let's see, am I missing anyone? Obviously, you said we got McGree out there. John Thompson, he's been in. He was the one who blocked the punt earlier. I think we got them all.
Good.
That's good, and it's nice to give these guys their due. You know, a lot goes into running a football program, and my high school coach used to really harp on this about how important, the scout team guys are and the guys who fill out the depth of the team, because when you're out there practicing that every day, the starters who we're calling the names of every Saturday, they got to go against somebody.
Well, just to get on the football field, even if it's for a few plays, it means so much. Just get on the field, get some snaps.
Here's Armstrong rolling out to the right, throwing a corner out. He's got his man, making the catch that time for Northern. Levi Keltner, 6'6" wide receiver out of Anacortes, Washington.
Big guy, yeah.
I want to say he's got a brother on their basketball team. The name Keltner rings a bell.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe Jesse?
Yeah, and he was 6'11".
Yeah, big guy.
Yeah, he was, and he had never played hardly basketball, and they made him into a player up there. They did a great job with them. Sean Hughes.
They got a good basketball. They got 2 good basketball programs up on the High Line.
They do. Chris Mowat is the real deal, and the women's coach for so long, and Sean Hughes does a great job. That's a very solid basketball program.
They like to play defense.
They do.
First down from the 20-yard line inside the Big Sky Plumbing red zone. A little
nice
shovel
play.
pass. Nice play on the run there by Armstrong. He gets it to his guy, Cannon Smith, the running back, and he scores, but they're going to throw a flag and call that an illegal forward pass. Saves beyond the line of scrimmage, which is too bad because that was a really nicely executed play by Northern.
It was, yeah.
Kind of scramble drill backyard football a little bit, but they made the play nonetheless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll move him back. So 5-yard penalty, loss of down, so that will move it to 3rd down.
Is it a loss of down?
Yeah. Loss of down penalties, illegal forward pass, intentional grounding.
Oh.
Those are the ones.
Good call, Daniel.
Watch too much football.
Like you said, you don't have any hobbies.
Yeah.
We need you to get some hobbies.
I was playing Madden the other day and got called for an illegal forward pass. Didn't know they could do that on a video game. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers, 3rd down, throw over the middle, incomplete, and a flag called. I think they're going to call a roughing. Maybe I was wrong. They still have 2nd down on the chain, but the ref did announce loss of down. Roughing the passer, so that is on Thompson. Well, that's an automatic 1st down there, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, right.
Little things. But the ref did say loss of down. He put his hands up behind his head. That's usually what that means. I'm starting to pick up on the official mechanics for when the ref mic doesn't work, because we all know that happens sometimes.
It does happen.
I made a habit of that doing football or high school games because they don't always have the ref mic. 1st down. 10 yards to go from the 11-yard line. Armstrong in the shotgun, back to pass, throwing over the middle. Ooh, and almost intercepted. Luke Wilson, another sub there for the Carroll defense.
Luke is so angry with himself. He made a perfect break on the ball, read the quarterback's eyes, hit him right between the 3 and the 7.
I went to school with Luke's older brother, Paul.
Oh, did you?
He's another guy who listens to almost all of the games.
Oh, that's great.
He's in medical school now. He's in Bozeman, but he's doing the the WAMI program through UW Med.
So Luke is from Hellgate High School.
Yes, Missoula. Yeah, Luke, and he's been good for us on special teams this year. He's on our kickoff cover team, and he's been making some plays. He was in on a tackle last week. Here's a keeper, Cayman Curtin in the game now for Northern. Tackle made in the backfield. Nick Anderson, he's going to be stuffing the stat sheet today. He's been in on a lot of plays on defense.
Nice play.
Like Nainoa Soto, the one leading the charge that time as well, with Anderson coming in to clean it up. Clock still winding down, under 4 minutes here in the fourth. Carroll leading 34-0. We'll see if the Saints defense can put together one more stop to hold on to this shutout. If they can get the ball back, they should be able to run the clock out from there. Shotgun formation, trips formation to the far side. Getting in the backfield is Melhoff. Scramble drill. Here's the throw, and it's knocked out of bounds, incomplete. Nice coverage there on the comeback route by Ryan Olson. That'll bring up 4th down. We'll say 12 yards to go from the 13-yard line.
Well, what do you do now if you're Coach Norse? Do you bring the heat, or do you go back and play coverage? I would bet they send it. I bet they bring at least 5.
I think when he's got these different guys out there, I think he just wants to call the defense as he normally would, regardless of the situation on the game. So I think we're going to see some pressure. It's good for these guys. They don't need to just line up and prevent defense. Armstrong back for throw, 4th down. He's going to throw the fade ball, looking to the end zone, and it's out of bounds and incomplete. Carroll's defense bends, but they do not break, and that'll give the ball back to the offense as they can just run this thing down 34-0 to score. 3:28 left on the clock.
Well, Northern had some chances there, and I think that's what you want. You want your shot, and they took their shots, and they just weren't able to get it in the end zone.
But it's nice to see the coaches down there on the sideline really hyping up these young guys, too, who are out there.
That they're just as interested and happy for them as they are the starters. That is so important.
Yeah.
That's what this staff, just one of the things that this staff does that I really like.
Yeah.
I like how they treat their 2s and 3s.
We got a new quarterback in the game. It's Chase Coyle. Handed off to the true freshman, Cormac Ben. He's from Big Fork. He moves forward for about 5 yards. You might remember we had a scrimmage. I think you may have been out of town for it, but we had a scrimmage before the season in Cormac. He took about a 75-yard touchdown run in that scrimmage. He's a good player. He ran for, I want to say he ran for maybe 2,600 yards as a senior in high school.
He is a true freshman?
Yes. He's one of the recruits they were really excited about, this staff. These are his first college carries here, so big deal for that young man. Congratulations to him. And some first action for Chase Coyle, the quarterback, as well, if I'm not mistaken. And there goes Cormac, falling forward for the first down.
Broke 2 tackles.
And he's also going to be on the track team here.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So Coach Clark and Coach Purcell work together to bring him in. I say Coach Purcell, obviously it's the whole coaching staff that kind of works with these recruits.
He's a big kid. He's listed at 6'1", 190.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is. He's long, got good strides.
Yeah. So is he a 100-yard dash type guy, or do you know what
I think he's a jumper. I think he's long jump, triple jump,
if
I'm not mistaken. Luke Jensen and Jordan Martin in the game at wide receiver. Handoff. Here's Ben again coming near side. Gets upfield. Nice truck on the defender there, and Cormac falls forward. And he'll get another first down for this Saints offense. And now they're under 2 minutes. And with 1st and 10 coming up, I imagine this is where we see the victory formation. Best play in football, I've been told, Gary.
It is. I know that they practice it. They actually do, so they get the feel of winning.
Yeah.
The kneel-down play.
That's good energy at practice.
Yeah. And Northern does have 2 timeouts left. I don't know that they'll take them.
Yeah, I don't think so. Looks like they're not going to line up in victory formation. Brigham Baker in at receiver, as well as Bobby Cabe Morningweg now. Minute 30 on the clock. Play clock down under 5 seconds. Another handoff. Cormac Ben through the middle. He'll pick up 3 or 4 yards that time. Who was that on the tackle there? Number 92, one of the defensive linemen. It's Caden Woods, D-tackle out of Chester, Montana.
I don't think Northern is going to take a timeout. They're going to let the clock run, which is probably wise.
Well, this is a good win for this Carroll football team. You know, they've battled. Things didn't look great for a while. Some of those excruciating tight losses, and just like that, 6 games in, 3-3.
Yeah, this was not a fluke. This football team, this Carroll College football team, is definitely getting better each week.
And they're gonna have a bye next week, and we'll talk more about it in the post-game show. But they got a big stretch of games coming up after that. Handoff, Cormac Ben up the middle once again. He breaks a tackle, and here goes Cormac Ben across the 30-yard line and brought down on the play by number 47, Kalen Casey. Kalen Casey out of Capitol High, local guy.
Now he's got to be excited. Cormac, I mean, he that's a pretty nice run.
Very nice run.
Yeah.
Clock now under 30 seconds. Let's see, are they going to kneel now?
So this would be the victory formation probably.
2-second differential between the play clock and the game clock. 19 seconds on the game clock, 17 on the play clock. Coyle under center, and I think we just false started on the QB kneel. So that'll move the Saints back 5. We'll get another shot at it. That's okay. I think we're going to be all right with that one.
Yeah. The Saints did not have very many penalties against them today.
No.
A very clean game. Very clean.
See if I can get the stats on that pulled up right here.
And they were remember
4 penalties.
Yeah, and remember how many pre-snap penalties they had just a couple of weeks ago.
It's a process. They're cleaning it up.
Yeah.
They're cleaning it up. That's good to see. And I'm sure our staff's got to be really happy about that one. They kept the clock running on the penalty, so that'll do it for today's game. 34-0, your final score on the Mike Miller State Farm Insurance scoreboard. The Saints moved to 3-3 on the year. MSU Northern falling to 0-6. But a big win, like we said, today for Carroll. And it'll be good for the point differential for getting a big win like that as they shoot off the cannon one final time. And Coach Turcotte will go ahead and take another timeout. When we come back, we'll have the Carroll post-game show. We'll take a look at the stats and break down today's game as Carroll gets ready to head into another bye week with a big stretch of games coming up on their schedule. You're listening to Carroll Football on Rewind 94.9, KCAP.com, and QX 92.5 in Havre.
Stress. Some people thrive on it. But at Point S Tire and Auto, we believe nobody should ever have to stress when it comes to taking care of their tires. That's why we offer no-stress solutions like our exclusive Point S 1-hour tire promise. Easily shop tires and book an appointment online at your locally owned Point S, and we'll have you back on the road with a brand new set of tires in an hour or less. Point S Tire and Auto. No stress with Point S.
Marching,